Coverage. Join us weekdays starting at 8 a.m. Eastern for previews and breakdowns of all the action from your favorite conference. Along with Dallin Cup,
their Final Four good.
John Henson.
They're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Katie George.
You got to have your teams in a national conversation.
Wes Durham.
Good conversation, as I anticipated it would be.
And visits from coaches and players.
Your home for basketball coverage is ACC Today, ACC Radio, Channel 371, and the SiriusXM app.
Draft a winning fantasy baseball team right now with the expert advice of Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Clients. What services do you offer besides investing?
This is...
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning,
Red
and more.
Sox spring
Your
training.
clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service
the
on
market,
every step of the
WEEI, Red
relationship.
Sox Radio Network.
But you still sell
Getting you ready for the 2024
No,
season.
because we believe
Now,
that
with all
conflict of
the
interest.
play-by-play action.
We prioritize service over sales goals.
And Lou Merlone.
Then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Have stacked the lineup with a lot of the regular players. Devers and Story, Tyler O'Neill, all in the lineup for Alex Cora this afternoon. And for the second time, there's a buzz in the air because Roman Anthony will start and he will be in center field. Top prospect for the Red Sox, another look here at JetBlue. The Detroit Tigers are in town. They've got a young prospect, Reese
order a crispy, delicious filet of fish, a tender, juicy McCrispy, or spicy McCrispy.
And a lot of chatter from Alex Cora.
For
the ball game today.
Price of participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
WEEI, Red Sox.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again.
If you need tires, think John Fair Tires. Big name brands, we have them all. Thinking price,
when people switch their dog scoops to the farmer's dogs, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. With all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Hi, it's 88 Snow Country, brought to you by Shaw. Perfecting Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. After all, you've been good this year, and they think you really deserve it. Smile. You're on Crooked. It's been one of the warmer winters on record for many of us, yet nearly every snowmaking trail is still open.
Is it time for a new kitchen? Visit the CCL Homescape Showroom in Alberton. Discover Schrock Cabinetry at our newly renovated kitchen showroom. Whether you're looking for designer-inspired color, Schrock is your trusted brand and comes with a limited lifetime warranty. You create the kitchen of your dreams with our kitchen designers. Visit the CCL showroom in Abington or go online to cclco.com and start your Schrock Dream Kitchen journey today. CCL is proud to be 100% employee owned.
Get ready for a great weekend of skiing and riding again. Stoker's Dodge Vermont, America's family resort where family fun is guaranteed.
You into the broadcast booth, and Lou, Garrett Whitlock takes the ball today. A special moment before the game. Stacey Wakefield honored here at JetBlue. Obviously been a very difficult couple of days for everyone in the organization. And as the Red Sox so often do, a wonderful job honoring the life and memory of Stacey. Much has been said about it. I know.
93.7 WEEI-FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. We're always live on the free Odyssey app.
Tim Ceremonies, the Red Sox did an outstanding job at Fenway Park.
Now, back to the guys.
Gresh and Fourier on WEEI.
Outstanding job talking about her father, and Stacey did as well, how strong she was. Everybody knew what she was going through. It wasn't a good diagnosis a little less than a year and a half ago, and I think how everything really turned upside down for that family just a year and a half ago. And then obviously devastating news with Tim. People kind of had an idea that Stacey was battling. She's a fighter. This is a strong woman, fit her whole life, and see her go through it with her strength. Came to an end yesterday, obviously, with her passing. So it's just a devastating story to collect all of it, right? The kids, everything. It's just devastating and really sad day yesterday again.
One thing we do know is that the family that is the Red Sox is going to support those kids. And I know that we will do everything that we can to contribute to that effort. But those two who have had as hard a 5 months as you could ever have, they will not be left behind by the family that is the Boston Red Sox. Garrett Whitlock is on the mound for the Red Sox as we transition into ballgame mode. Theo Epstein is here. Just saw him a couple rows behind home plate. He'll take a look at Garrett, who continues to battle for a spot in the rotation. We'll get you the Tigers lineup as they come to the plate, but here are the 9 for the Red Sox. Tyler O'Neill will lead it off. He's in left field. Then Raffy, the third baseman, bats second. Trevor Story, the shortstop, bats third. And Manuel Valdez, he's going to clean up today. He'll play at second base. Then Rob Refsnyder in right field. Connor Wong will DH today. He'll be back behind the plate on Saturday, dealing with some elbow soreness. Wong has a bat today. He bats sixth in front of the catcher, Roberto Perez, who's fighting hard for the backup catcher role on this club. Roman Anthony, always exciting to see him in a Red Sox uniform. He's the center fielder. He bats eighth. And then Nico Cavadas is at first base, and he bats ninth. Tristan Casas is back in camp. He expects to get into the game on Saturday, and we'll give you some other injury updates as we go along. But as Garrett completes his warm-up tosses, Lou, what are you looking for from the big right-hander today?
More of what we saw in game one, the first time out, rather, just strike-throwing ability, kind of withstand the stuff. I went 2 innings. I thought he threw the ball real well. Gave up a solo shot to Rutschman. Fell behind. Really, the only hitter he fell behind. So getting ahead of hitters with that fastball. The slider, I thought really looked good. I know Andrew Bailey talked about that's a pitch they're trying to refine and really work on here in camp. And, of course, that changeup. He's got to get that changeup back to being a dominant pitch for him like it was early in his career.
And here he is, Akil Baddoo, the first Tiger hitter, stands in from the left side, and Whitlock, a first pitch strike to open the ball game. So we're underway at JetBlue at cloudy skies. Temperatures in the mid-80s. It is wonderful. 0-1 swing and a miss. That looked like the slider from Whitlock. Maybe the changeup and a good wave and a miss by Baddoo, and it's quickly 0-2.
Talk about that changeup's devastating. We were looking at numbers before the game. So when we first saw Garrett Whitlock, that changeup, guys hit 185 off him in 21, 113 in 22. Last year, 312.
0-2, swing and a miss. He got him, and there is yet another great off-speed pitch from Whitlock. Beautiful changeup. Puts Baddoo away, and there's one down.
Yeah, and there was talk last year. I do think there was something going on in that windup. I think it was kind of hitters knew that it was coming at times, but remember, early in the year, there was no separation. Like, he likes that 82, 83, which we just saw, the fastball at 94. It crept up early in the year to 86, 87, and it was not a swing and miss pitch like you just saw there.
Here's the right-handed hitting Ryan Kreidler. He bounces the first pitch to the shortstop, Trevor Story. On the run, a leaping throw, and on one pitch, quickly 2 down for the Red Sox. Story, the shortstop, and Manuel Valdez at second. Cavadas at first with Raffy at third. In the outfield, Roman Anthony deep in center field with Rob Refsnyder in right and Tyler O'Neill in left, and Roberto Perez behind the dish with Whitlock. Yeah, those numbers on the changeup, eye-opening. It was such a weapon for him when he came onto the scene with the Red Sox 3 seasons ago. Here's the first one, too. The right-handed hitting Andy Ibanez, who's battling for a roster spot with the Tigers. Sinker fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Signed the big extension, did Whitlock, I think with the intention to be a starter, although that is very much still in question. The 0-1 is a little bit low from Whitlock. A lot of secondary pitches early in this outing, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, that was the slider there. Analytics, you look at Baseball Savant pages, they call it a sweeper. And I like to go to the pitcher and ask them what they throw.
1-1, swing and a miss. Man, he's got the changeup really working today, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that was a good one at 82. He kind of joked about it. He says, well, the shape's a little inconsistent, so why don't you just call it a breaking ball? I said, okay, that sounds good.
1-2 is swung on and fouled back. He's bigger. He's stronger, obviously. Started the season down, recovering from the hip surgery, and it was just kind of an up and down, inconsistent year, certainly by his standards.
Yeah, and all these guys, whether it's Houck, Whitlock, Winkowski, battling for this last spot, and it seems like Crawford kind of has the upper hand on that fourth spot in the rotation. All have something to show.
1-2. That one slipped out of his hand a little bit. That looked like a changeup that sailed high through the zone, and it's 2-2.
And the hard part is that you can't really reveal too much, all of it here in camp. It's going to be the eyes of the staff. Andrew Bailey, same with Cora.
2-2 bounce foul. Alex talked today on the Greg Hill Show and spoke a lot about the changes to the pitching program. We'll play a lot of that sound for you today. Improvements to the defense and athleticism, and indeed addressed his future in Boston. We'll get that to you throughout this game broadcast. 2 down in the first, scoreless, as Whitlock offers a 2-2 to Ibanez, and it misses just high. Brian Onora is the home plate umpire, and it's a full count.
And really, with Whitlock, it is just, number one, it starts with health, because the lack of health isn't really shown whether he can give you that 5-6 innings every fifth day.
Payoff swing and a miss. He got him. Beautiful stuff from Whitlock. Strikes out a pair. Garrett really had the changeup working in that first inning. That is more like it. For the Red Sox, in the bottom of the first of a scoreless game, O'Neill, Devers, and Story when we return to Fort Myers in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
A new generation of hip-hop superstars.
Let's do it.
We're born on SoundCloud.
Sleepy Hollow.
Stay connected to what's popping online now.
Bro, hold on. Let me talk.
A Sirius XM channel where new hip-hop is always on. SoundCloud Radio. Now, for a limited time on Channel 79. And always on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your Sirius XM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on Sirius XM Channel 89. Or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. Sirius XM Sports. We're more than just a game.
This is CJ Nikowski. Join me, Ryan Spilborghs, and Brad Lidge every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern as we give you the player's perspective of what's happening in baseball.
He is possessed every time he goes out there right now. This is crazy.
There's this energy that certain players bring.
It's Loud Outs every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 89, and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Baseball is gone!
Red Sox fans, this is Brian O'Halloran.
The Red Sox walk it off!
And you're listening to Red Sox Baseball on Sirius XM.
Can you believe it?
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on Sirius XM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Tyler O'Neill leads it off for the Red Sox in the bottom of the first. He takes the first pitch fastball at 95 miles an hour on the outside corner from Reese Olson. Made his big league debut. Pitched pretty well for the Tigers a year ago. He misses this time outside with another fastball, and it's 1-1. O'Neill is 1 for 5 with a couple of walks and 2 runs scored early in spring. As always, looks like the uniform is painted on, and as he takes a fastball off the plate and in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Next one comes home, and he breaks his bat, fouling one off the end of the bat on the first base side, and it's 2-2. The Tigers, at the last minute, made a couple defensive changes. See whether that percolates through their lineup. But Ryan Valade, who was originally going to be in right field, is at first base, and they've got an outfielder named T.J. Hopkins. Not a lot of the regulars. The Double-A club for the Tigers is mostly here today. They were in Bradenton last night. Made it an overnight trip. Did A.J. Hinch. The 2-2 swing and a foul that the catcher, Anthony Bemboom, cannot hang on to. You had Key Boom yesterday.
Key Boom and now Ben Boom. We got to get him on the same team, hit back-to-back so we can go boom, boom.
Yeah, boom, boom.
At some point in the order.
Mm-hmm. Tyler O'Neill has made himself really... He's made a huge impression and really turning heads in Red Sox camps, and that is not only because of the massive biceps and quads and This guy's got muscles for years. The 2-2 is a soft chopper foul on the third base line. Defensively, he has flashed already, Lou, and I think people sort of think that he might be able to have the kind of impact that veterans of years past, like Kyle Schwarber, have had, where he's not going to be intimidated by the market, and he can really impact things really at all levels of the game. The 2-2 is skied back of home plate. The catcher, Bem Boom, looking behind him, but it's way into the seats, and it'll stay 2-2.
Really look at the last few years, like the outfielders that they've brought in here, whether it's Hunter Renfroe did a nice job for him, Adam Duvall last year. That's kind of what you're hoping for, just that he's bringing that defense. And we have seen it. You know, he is jacked. I mean, he's shredded, but he's athletic. Got a good arm, loose swing.
2-2 is a ground ball up the middle into center field. A base hit, good AB for O'Neill, and the Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard.
For him, it's good games played. Like, that's where he's at in his career. Like, try to stay healthy. You know, because of the body type, there's stiff backs, there's stiff legs. It's just, you know, and if he can stay healthy, you talk about outfield defense. You mentioned his couple of balls already. One in particular, really nice catch that would have gotten down last year, and every out matters with a pitching staff that doesn't get a ton of strikeouts.
So here is Devers with O'Neill over at first, just underway in the bottom of the first, scoreless game. Devers with a chance here. The pitch is a little bit outside with a slider. O'Neill, I mean, his dad was like a Canadian national champion bodybuilder, weightlifter, and he has taken to that. He says, I need to be in the weight room. It activates me. It gets me going for games. As the 1-0 is swung on and fouled at the plate, and it's 1-1 to Devers. But a couple years in a row, plagued with injury, he has altered his routine dramatically, where instead of heavy deadlifting and squatting, all the things that you do all the time, Lou, it's more sort of free-form medicine ball and plyometric box jumping, those kinds of things. He's not going to ever stop being in the gym, but he's trying to change the routine.
And that's what happens when you get older. I mean, you know, there's certain points in your career where you got to get stronger. You got to get stronger. Then you get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm strong. Now I got to get flexible. Now I got to stay on the field. I got to change my routine as you get older.
1-1 to Raffy with O'Neill. Leading away at first. He can move. He's got a big lead. The pitch is a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to shoot through for a base hit. O'Neill motoring around second. He is easily over to third. There it is. Raffy and Tyler back-to-back ground ball base hits, and the Red Sox in business first and third with nobody out.
Yeah, Raffy made a little change in his hands and his stance. If you remember, you recall, like, he usually kind of keeps those hands up high over his helmet and then brings them down. They're not as high, a little bit closer to his body, like just over that left ear. And they feel like it kind of shortens up the motion to get his hands in the hitting position a little bit quicker. And so far in camp, they've really liked what they've seen.
So here is Trevor's story. He's 1 for 5 so far in the Grapefruit League. First and third, nobody out. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner with a slider. Tyler O'Neill takes sort of an unusual lead down the third base line, where in some ways his belt buckle is facing home plate, kind of with an open stance in foul territory. Devers leading over at first. Pitch to Story is outside. I'm not sure I've ever seen that, Lou, where a guy down the third base line is leading in that way, facing the plate.
Yeah, and he quickly gets into more traditional once the pitch is delivered, but it's almost like he is open stance, looking at the hitter, watching the pitcher at the same time, and almost like a third base coach would be.
1-1 is line down the right field line. This is going to get a run home if it's fair, and it is. Inside the line, off the wall, past the pole. That will bring home O'Neill. Raffy is held at third. It is a double for Trevor's Story, and the Red Sox lead it 1-0, and they got him at second and third with nobody out.
Yeah, that's good to see. You know, Story takes his fastball outer half and just drives it down that right field corner, but it's a line drive. You know, hit hard. It wasn't just a ball that sort of just... He faded over there. He drove it to right field. And for him, it's fastball timing. Get on the fastball, and then you don't feel like you have to leak to get to it, and that really opens him up to swing and misses on that slider. So timing up that fastball, good to see here early.
And here's Enmanuel Valdez from the left side, the cleanup hitter. Second and third, nobody out, and a slider for strike on the outside corner. The Tigers right away going to bring the infield in, even with second and third and nobody out. So you feel like if Valdez can make contact, really good chance to add to this Red Sox lead. 0-1. Pitch is pop foul. That one came in on his hands. Out of play on the third base side. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, Olson's got a pretty good fastball. It sits at 95. You throw that in the sinker. four-seam sinker. He's got a slider that he loves against righties. Throws that a lot. And then lefties, you start to see the change-up curveball. We just saw the curveball there to Manuel Valdez. It kind of locked him up.
0-2, the pitch. Swing and a soft chopper foul on the first base side. And Manuel Valdez, Lou, at many points last year, did flash some real tools. I think the defense has improved. It is a work in progress, but the power is undeniable, and he is a very good natural hitter.
He's a really good hitter. Again, it's second base, and just trying to stress, make the routine play, be consistent there.
0-2. Fouled straight back, took a mighty rip at that, and it stays 0-2. We saw Vaughn Grissom back on the field today, taking ground balls on the right side of the infield. He expects to return to game action Sunday, dealing with the hamstring injury. 0-2 to Valdez. Here's the pitch. Swing and another foul. He's battling. He's hanging in there, is Valdez. It feels like improved defense, base running, athleticism, real points of emphasis for the Red Sox. So too, Lou, in these kind of spots, putting the ball in play.
Situational hitting. You know, you don't always get in these spots in spring training. The game will dictate it, but Valdez early on getting in one here.
0-2. Swinging a high pop. Back of first base, way back on it, goes Villade, and in foul territory, he's there to make the play. So an unproductive out for Valdez. And with one down, here's a guy you feel great about in this kind of situation, Rob Refsnyder.
You know he's going to give you a good at-bat. Again, facing the righty. You know what he does against lefties? He hit .359 against them in 2022, and last year, very similar .308 number. But the thing with him is, given with some of the openers, when the lefties would come out of the game, he would still give you a quality at bat, puts the ball in play, uses left center to right center. I feel like you're going to get contact here.
Truly a pro's pro. The pitch to Rob is low and outside. That's a fastball that missed. Ball one. Red Sox have a lead. It's 1-0. Thanks to Trevor Story's RBI double that I think at Fenway would have definitely bounced into the seats down the right field line. But there's an added fence above the wall past the Florida version of the pesky pole here. The 1-0 is a ground ball softly to third. Devers is coming home, backhanded. This will get the run in. The throw to first is in time. Yet again, Refsnyder does the job, and it's 2-0 Boston.
Doing a nice job getting it, putting the ball in play, and a good read from Devers, obviously going on contact second and third, one out. And the minute he sees that contact on that swing, he takes off. Third baseman, really, Young had no chance because of the jump and how slowly it was hit. And actually does a nice job just getting you out at third. But good base running from Raffy.
So here now with 2 in and 2 down, here's Connor Wong with Story over at third. Reese Olson's had to throw a lot of pitches in this inning. Pitch to him is swung on and missed. Tigers continue their rebuild, centered around Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson, the young pitchers, Mize and Manning, and many others. They made some splash moves, maybe not the star power that other teams did in the offseason, but they think they're closer this year than in a long time. The 0-1 is skied into shallow right center field. Back on it goes the second baseman, Andy Ibanez, and about 30 feet into the outfield, he's there to make the play. The Red Sox put it in play, and good things happen. 2 runs in after 1. Boston 2, Detroit nothing on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 3 or more A.O. Smith water heaters. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at Lowe's.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
Hi, it's Sean McDonough inviting you to join me on The Greg Hill Show every Wednesday at 9 a.m. We'll talk about the top stories of the week in Boston sports, and we'll have some laughs, too. All presented by Ketchus Law Group, New England's injury pros at KetchusLaw.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Garrett Whitlock back to the mound for the second inning. Sox lead at 2-0, and Garrett misses outside with a fastball to Justin Henry Malloy, a guy the Tigers feel very positive about. And Garrett evens the count with this right-handed hitter. Fastball on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. 2-0 Sox. Infield ever so slightly over to Pole. A slider is hammered toward the monster in left, but it will not reach the wall as Tyler O'Neill gliding back into his right. He's smooth out there. He makes the play, and there's one down.
Last year, there was some concern with that outfield defense. Obviously, even Yoshida coming over here, bat first guy, and Duvall in center field. And, a Gold Glove winner, but a Gold Glove winner in the corner outfield. That's a big difference in center. Not every great second baseman can play short. So and you just saw it defensively in center and left field.
Here's Jace Young, a guy the Tigers love. He's the brother of Josh, and he's a top Tiger prospect. He takes a cutter for strike one on the inside corner. He holds the bat in a very unusual way, does Young. An 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. This left-handed hitter, Young, points the bat, the head of it, the barrel of it, like back over his trail left shoulder, like behind home plate.
Gets his hands in a weird spot, too. But you'll quickly get him in a hitting position, but...
Looks like you on the tee box. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and fouled on the first base side, and it stays 0-2. I'm seeing some things today, Lou, I've just not seen before in terms of actions from these players.
Yeah, that's a weird look. I'm always curious to, get the story of how it started. At what point did you get in the cage and go, this actually feels natural and, relaxed? How does it start?
0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Garrett has got that pitch going. That is yet another beautiful changeup, Lou. That is encouraging. There are two down after Whitlock's third strikeout.
Yeah, that's a really good changeup. We talked about how it was got hit last year. Maybe there's tipping involved, whatever. The velocity crept up a little bit more. But really the last 3 years, the horizontal movement has gone down. So in other words, fading down and away to lefties to get that swing and a miss that was limited. Looks like he's got good action down and away.
Here's another right-handed hitter, Ryan Valade, who's the first baseman, and he is behind 0-1. Good sinker for strike one. Yeah, the numbers on the changeup for Whitlock are just insane. The 0-1 misses low. He learned it from Matt Andriese, and this is part of what makes Whitlock so intriguing. He came over in the Rule 5 draft, learned basically a new grip and a new pitch, and it became one of the ultimate weapons in all of baseball in his first Major League season. 1-1. Whitlock quickly as ever throws, and a swing and a foul. It was a dominant pitch that year. He used it so effectively in the regular season and the playoffs against the Tampa Bay Rays. The following year, it got even better.
Yeah.
Opponents hit 113 off the Whitlock changeup, but then the hip injury and surgery, and last year north of 300 average and a 550 slug against the changeup. The 1-2 is fouled back, and it stays 1-2 to Ryan Valade.
Yeah, I just don't think fans really understand how a healthy offseason can help. He had the hip surgery in September. He was pretty much rehabbing it all the way through November, and then you start building up from that point rather than you lost 2 months.
1-2. There it is again. Another beauty from Whitlock. The Bugs Bunny change is working. He's fanning Tigers left and right. Punches out a pair in the second. 4-2, and the Red Sox coming to bat, leading 2-0 at the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Hey everyone, it's Rick Kamla letting you know that your 24/7 home for hoops down the stretch run of the basketball season is NBA Radio, Channel 86.
Lillard goes into the front court. He's going to fire up a three for the win!
Our experts are bringing you the best analysis every day.
Defensively, they have zero weaknesses.
This is what playoff basketball is all about.
Followed by the best games in the league every night. We're getting you ready for the 2024 playoffs. Don't miss a moment on NBA Radio, Channel 86 in the car and on the brand new SiriusXM app.
Red Sox fans, your manager Alex Cora joins MLB Network Radio's leadoff spot every Monday at 9:35 a.m. Eastern.
I'm very comfortable being the manager of the Red Sox. Ownership is doing their search, but as of now, this is what I want to do. Being a big league manager was a dream of mine, so to get this team where we want to be is something that I want to do.
Managers at the mic on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89 and the SXM app.
The most important person in sports is you, the fan.
Let me tell you something. I'm a real fan.
And your place for sports talk is Mad Dog Sports Radio, where your voice is heard all day long.
I couldn't wait to get into the truck, turn on 82.
Share the thrill of victory.
The joy, the jubilation. I can't stop smiling.
And the agony of defeat.
When is this franchise going to realize people really care about this?
Passionate sports fans call 888-MAD-DOG-6.
You gotta love sports.
Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
24/7, 365. Coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on SiriusXM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Perez leading it off for the Red Sox in the bottom of the second. They lead 2-0. It's 0-1 after a fastball clips the corner. Now Perez, sort of a one-handed swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and it's quickly 0-2. Perez and then Roman Anthony and Nico Cavadas for the Red Sox. So a chance to see the kid who's out on deck in just a moment as Perez looks at a pitch off the plate and away. And it's 1-2.
Anthony's got a number.
51.
I think he was like 78 or 80, I think, the other day.
On the minor league side, he wears number 20, the 1-2, but Perez wears that here as that pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Roberto, obviously defensive catcher, been in the game a long time. They love the way he can call a game. Another Puerto Rican catcher. Alex was talking about the history of it and takes pride in his defense. And I think it's a battle in that backup spot. Reese McGuire, there's no guarantees. Tyler Heineman, a switch hitter, another defensive guy with Roberto Perez, and they can sneak one of them down in AAA, at least till an opt-out maybe happens. I think they want to improve that catching defense all the way through in those higher levels, part of that whole pitching program.
3-2 to Perez. Here he fouls one off. He tried to stop his swing, could not, and barreled it toward the Tiger first base side dugout, and it stays 3-2, and Roberto Perez broke his bat.
It's not good wood.
It wasn't even that.
A check swing kind of off, foul ball over there, and it's already busted.
Maybe he's working the pitch clock. Take a little break. Anthony out on deck. One of the real fun parts of this time in camp is seeing those elite prospects like Roman Anthony, who really was the buzz of the Red Sox offseason. The 3-2 is strike 3. Perez tried to hold up and could not, and he is gone. So now, after Olson's first strikeout, here is the kid, Roman Anthony.
Oh, this kid is special. We talking about last year. Currently, right now, huge prospect. Red Sox number 1, according to Sox prospects. In the pipeline, he is number 24 in the game. Rose through high A ball, ended in double A.
Sweet swinging lefty, looks at a pitch that misses low, ball 1. He keeps getting bigger, taller and taller. They think his frame can really add a bunch of muscle, which is exciting.
Doesn't turn 20 till May. He's 19 years old.
1-0 is a strike. Borderline pitch, called a strike, and it's 1-1. He was impressive in his spring debut, walked a couple times and really looked the part.
Yeah, he had 228 in Salem, like low A. But he dominated the level, right? Like at-bats, hard hit rate.
1-1 is looped into left field. That's a base hit. The first hit of Roman Anthony's big league spring career is a little soft line drive the other way, and the Red Sox have Anthony aboard with one away.
You know, if we didn't have, say, the metrics right now, right, all the information that we have, years ago when I was here, it would have been he needs to hit a little bit better, right? The manager would throw reports in, say 228, good at bats, hitting the ball hard, doesn't swing and miss much. Now with the analytics, by looking at his numbers in Salem, even at 228, they said he dominated. Goes to high A, it's 294, double A, 343, and now one of the great prospects in the game.
He's got a big lead at first. He chased back. I thought that was an organizational win to use the underlying metrics to say the baseball card does not matter. This kid is killing the ball. He's ready to make the next step. Even at 19, at that time, just barely, and he went up and thrived. Here is a pitch to Nico Cavadas. That's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, he dominates the zone with swing decisions. And he, like you said, drew a couple of walks his first big league game, but this one here was a good 95-mile-an-hour heater, inner half. He just stayed inside of it. Good line drive over the shortstop's head.
0-1. The pitch is swung on a miss. Good change up there, and it's 0-2. Anthony has got a beautiful, pure swing from the left side. I mean, it really is picturesque. A lot of his power, which was ample a season ago, came after June. Yep. He had not hit many home runs. They worked on some slight tweaks for him as the 0-2 messes outside. Again, the whole organization sort of forced him, Lou, in his hitting drills to focus on a couple physical minor changes. And all of a sudden, he started lifting the ball for power on the pull side. He is the complete package, 1-2. And the pitch is swung on and missed, and Cavadas is gone for out number 2, and that'll bring up Tyler O'Neill.
He's got power to all fields, too. I saw a lot of video of him and Jackson Holliday, #1 prospect in all of baseball with the Orioles. They work on a lot together. Jackson's dad, Matt Holliday's facility. It's his house, but I like to call it a facility if you look at it. The place is amazing.
May as well be. Here's O'Neill for the second time. He looks at strike 1 in the outside corner.
It's impressive. It's good to see him here. When camp started, they were saying how Kyle Hudson was really pushing to get Roman Anthony up in games, and Cora said that's a hard no. We want to continue to develop. This is his second start in 4 home games.
0-1 is inside. He said they kind of ambushed him. He was expecting to not get in games maybe later, and then they told him, Sunday, you're going to start, kid, and here he is again. In the lineup and aboard with his first spring hit. So he's been on base 3 times in 5 plate appearances. 1-1 to O'Neill. The pitch is fouled straight back, a fastball, and it stays 1-2. Talking to people on the backfields here in Fort Myers. Obviously, the talent is apparent for Roman Anthony, but I think the thing that has impressed so many this year and in this offseason, he has really taken on a true commitment to the weight room. And they think that can transform him and elevate him to an even higher plateau. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. And O'Neill, speaking of weightlifting, is gone. Couldn't hold up on a breaking ball in the dirt after 2 innings. Red Sox 2, Tigers nothing on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Network.
Jones and Mega with Arcan is brought to you by BetterHelp. Have you ever heard that old saying, friendship is a two-way street? Well, it's true, and what it really means is this. Even the relationships that bring you the most fun require a little work from time to time. The good news is therapy can be a place to help you maintain your longtime friendships and build new ones. My own experiences in therapy have made me a better communicator and more present listener. It's also great if you tend to have trouble saying no and setting boundaries, things I struggle with myself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit BetterHelp.com/Mego today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Mego.
From better poops to more energy, when you switch your dog's food to the Farmer's Dog, the effects can feel magical. What sorcery is this? None at all. It's just real food made for the health of dogs. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/no magic.
This is Ty Law, Pro Football Hall of Famer. Aviva Trattoria serves beloved Italian classics and is the perfect place to get together with family and friends. Enjoy fresh-made bolognese, marsala, piccata, and fried Montanera pizza prepared in our scratch kitchens from fresh local ingredients. Relax at the bar with the signature cocktail, now featuring my own Corvus Vodka, the official vodka of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Watch the action from the scratch kitchens or book a private event. Visit AvivaTrattoria.com or stop by any Aviva location near you.
Garrett Whitlock back out for his third inning, and he has cruised. He has faced the minimum. He has struck out 4 Tigers, and it seems like that changeup is a point of emphasis here today because it has been fantastic as he misses with the first pitch. That might have been a slider, but it has been impressive so far. Bottom third here, Dingler, Hopkins, and Ben Boom for the Tigers.
Ben Boom. I've heard you doing play-by-play the last couple days, Lou.
No, you're the one.
1-1 after a slider. Does clip the outside corner. Fun to watch these spring outings for that. The 1-1 is a little cue shot back to the mound. Whitlock down the front slope. He picks it up, throws to first in time. And there's one away. You so often see this in these spring starts, Lou, where it obviously it was a point of emphasis early for Garrett to establish the changeup. And he did that and dominated with that pitch. And it looks like now in this third inning, maybe he and Andrew Bailey said, all right, let's try this inning to maybe lean a little bit more on that slider.
Well, I felt like he did that in his first outing, right? Fastball, command, throw strikes, and let's work this slider.
Here's another right-handed hitter, and there it is again. Slider for a strike on the outside corner this is the late addition to the
T.J. Hopkins
lineup, T.J. Hopkins. Lipsius did not make the start, and he swings and misses, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, fastball, command, sinker, 93, 94, and that's going to be with him in both of these starts. But that first game, he really had his slider going. Didn't see many change-ups, a couple occasional, but here today, he's come out firing with it. Now here in the third, I've already seen a couple of sliders.
No balls, 2 strikes. Whitlock throws, and a swing and a miss. He blew him away with a fastball there, up at the letters. And Hopkins is gone. Garrett Whitlock is just dominant. That's 5 strikeouts in 2 2/3. And quickly with 2 down, here's Anthony Bemboom.
Well, he's one of those guys, like Nick Pivetta is another one that came into camp here ready to go. I mean, right out of the gate, let's go. Live BP, 2 innings at a time. Here we go, 3 in his second outing. It's not even March yet. He's going 3 innings, so he's came into camp ready to go. Physically, a lot bigger, a lot stronger.
Here's Bemboom, left-handed hitter, ripped one foul over the dugout on the first base side. That's strike 1. That was a point of emphasis this year. The Red Sox want their pitchers ready to go. At the beginning of camp, they're throwing live BP almost immediately upon arriving in camp. But as you said, they're stretching them out quickly, getting ready for the regular season in a way they just have not done in years past.
Well, haven't played October baseball in a couple years, so the arms aren't exactly worn down a little.
Oh, one, I see what you did there. That misses a little bit low, and it's 1-1. Alex Cora talked today on the Greg Hill Show on our air about the pitching program and how different it feels with Craig Breslow at the helm. We'll play you some of that sound as we go on. The 1-1 is a little pop-up into shallow center field. Out on its story. In comes Anthony, and they slide. Anthony, did he make the play? No, he didn't. He trapped it, and he throws it into second. A seeing eye blue pit. Thank goodness no collision. And a base hit for the Tigers with 2 down.
Yeah, this ball was dropping fast. Little fastball that got in on Ben Boom. Anthony kind of playing a little bit deep. Kind of trying to run in here and make this diving play, but you could see that it hopped. I see an outfielder like that dive, and right away I just think of Duvall against these Detroit Tigers out in Detroit. Yeah. So, but he's playing deep. The wind blowing out to left field, so they're giving him an extra step or so, especially in center.
So here's Akil Baddoo, left-handed hitter, strike on the outside corner. That was at the end of the week in which it felt like Duvall hit 75 home runs. I mean, he was the best player in baseball, and he broke his wrist on the last day in Detroit. 0-1 to Baddoo, 2 down, 1 on. The pitch is ripped on the right field line. This is going to get down for a hit. Refsnyder over to his left, plays the third hop, throws it wide of the cutoff man, but Story is there to backhand it by the second base bag. Baddoo delivers, and the Tigers have the tying runs on base, first and third with 2 down.
Yeah, it's his second look at Whitlock, and this one here, he jumped on a changeup, stayed back out in front, stayed through it. And now this is like an area where you want Whitlock to go 3, but I'm also sure that they don't want to extend it too long here in that third inning. It's always like that last inning you go is when you know you're going to be a little bit tired. You want to see him kind of fight through it, but you don't want to throw too many pitches. That's why you're already seeing some action in that Sox bullpen.
Yeah, they're stirring a little bit. Runner goes from first, swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field. Long run for Refsnyder toward the line. He will not get there. It falls in fair, and the Tigers are going to score a run. Well, it has been unlucky for Whitlock in this inning. That's the second bloop hit, and the Tigers cut the lead in half. It is 2-1.
Yeah, much like we saw from Ben Boom. This one here was just a shallow fly ball off the end, but it kind of landed in no man's land down that right field line and kept hooking away from Refsnyder. Right away, it looked like he might be able to get this ball, but really slicing down that line, and he had no chance. But 2 balls that really weren't hit hard. Badu hit his ball line drive to right hard, but the other ones just fisted balls that dropped in front of the outfielders.
They have pinch run for Badu. It is Trey Cruz who's now at third base. Tying run there, 2-1, 2 down in the third. Whitlock throws, and a fastball for strike on the inside corner. We will assume that that's a straight switch, that Trey Cruz will stay in the game and play out in center field. Number 94 for the Tigers. Whitlock trying to pitch himself out of a jam. Someone is now throwing in the Sox bullpen. The pitch is swung on miss. That was good heat from Garrett. And it's 0-2.
It's 94-mile-an-hour sinker here. He's been 92, 93. Mostly 93, but that was 94. The first changeup he threw was actually a changeup. It was 85. That's creeping up with some velo that he doesn't really want.
0-2, first and third they lead. Pitch, swing, and a foul back. You know, I was, before we started talking about the workload management for the Red Sox pitchers, before Ben Boom put that ball in play, Anthony does play extraordinarily deep in center field.
He is deep out there right now.
Clearly has a preference and a confidence coming in on balls. 0-2. Whitlock trying to get out of this inning. Runner goes from first. His pitch is fouled off on the first base side. And this is one of those things where now in this inning alone, let alone the overall pitch count, I think this is going to be his last hitter no matter what.
Yeah, it's almost like he knows it because I just saw 95, the pitch before. You know, last hitter, let's go. Okay, I want to finish strong here. Give him my good fastball because he's humped up a little bit.
Stays 0-2, first and third for Detroit. Red Sox leading it 2-1 in this third. The pitch is just outside. Check swing. He did not go. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. You know, Anthony's in center field today. That's where he's played for the Red Sox. There is some question as to whether or not he will end up there in his professional career. Certainly has the ability to do it. Some think he might be more comfortable and suited to a corner spot. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him, and Garrett Whitlock does limit the damage in the third. That was a great slider, and with it, he gets his 6th strikeout in 3 innings. Overall, really good stuff from Whitlock. A little snake bitten there in the third. 2-1 Sox coming to bat right after this. Devers, Story, and Valdez in the Shaws at Star Market, WEI, Red Sox Network.
Immortalized by Tom Petty.
There goes the last DJ.
LA DJ Jim Ladd became a legend, captivating listeners for over 50 years with thematic sets of classic album rock. Join the journey as we remember Jim with an entire weekend of his shows. A salute to Jim Ladd starts tomorrow in the Deep Tracks Channel 308 on most radios, the all-new SiriusXM app, and this weekend on SiriusXM Channel 107.
The countdown is on.
6 seconds to go.
For the craziest,
5 seconds,
most surprising,
1 second,
most unpredictable tournament in all of sports. Get ready for March Madness.
Butler sends San Diego State to its first national championship game.
Starting with Selection Sunday on March 17th. Then hear live game coverage from Westwood One. From the first 4 to the final 4. March Madness lives on SiriusXM.
While you're listening to this game on SiriusXM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's minus 125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, SiriusXM, Channel 159.
The UFC is on SiriusXM. Hear all the action live from the Octagon every weekend on SiriusXM Fight Nation Channel 156.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on SiriusXM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Rafi Devers leads it off in the bottom of the third against the new left-handed pitcher for the Tigers. Tyler Holton fires a fastball that misses outside for ball one. So A.J. Hinch and the Tigers go to their bullpen. Olsen is done. They go to the lefty Holton. 1-0 to Devers. Here's the pitch. And Rafi swings over the top of a breaking pitch, and it is 1-1.
This guy Holton was really good for the Tigers last year out of that pen. Appeared in 59 games. Was 3-2 with a 2.11 ERA. 85 in the third inning, so he can give you a little length.
1-1 misses outside. That was another slider to Devers, and it's 2-1.
Some impressive numbers. Lefties last year, 147. They hit against him. 17 for 116. That's a big sample size.
So a fun test for Devers here. 2-1. Open stance as ever. The pitch is crushed high and deep into left field. It is way back, and it is gone. Devers goes yard for the second time in spring. That was impressive against a very difficult lefty. He goes opposite field over the monster, and the Red Sox lead it 3-1.
Last year, Tyler Holton did not give up a home run to left-handed hitters. Rafi Devers talking about some of that adjustments he's making. You're not going to see the hands over the helmet really high, a little bit tighter to his left ear, and allows him to kind of get the bat in the zone. He's already loaded up in a good hitting position. They want him to focus up the middle the other way, and twice now here in spring training, he's gone over that green monster, opposite field for homers. That is a fantastic sign.
No doubt about that. Now here's Story. Holton throws a breaking ball down and in. 4-1. You've always said it, Lou, and those of us who've watched Rafi know one thing to be certainly true. When he goes the other way, he is a lethal hitter. And for several months last year, he didn't do it at all. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
No, and I think the hands adjustment can make a big difference. You know, there's so much velocity in the game that more and more guys are almost getting their hands in a hitting position to start, so they don't have to move too much.
1-1 to Story is swung on and missed.
To get there. Connor Wong's another one. Talking with Pete Fatsi, he's another one that is getting his hands a little tighter to his body. Remember, Connor, a lot of swing and miss in his game. So, get your hands close to your body. Willie Abreu was a perfect example. I feel like in his stance, he's in a hitting position. And for him, it's just a little body lean load, so it allows him to see the ball longer. And Devers, that all changing his hands a little bit, I think can free it up and see the ball a little bit better.
1-2 to Trevor, swinging a high fly into right field, but it'll hold up for TJ Hopkins in the corner over there by the pole. He's there to make the play. And there's the first out in the third. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of jerseys, caps, T-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with the Red Sox at MLBshop.com. Here's Manuel Valdez. You know, Lou, for all the hand-wringing over the season that Rafi put together last year, it was jarring for a couple months to see the power go away, the walks kind of evaporate as Valdez takes a strike on the outside corner. He still hit 9 homers against lefties. He slugged .490 against left-handed pitching and hit .280. So, I mean, he at the end of the day, a down year for him is still something that most left-handed sluggers would jump at.
Yeah. He also led all AL hitters in hard hit balls, which is anything at 95 miles an hour or more in exit velocity. Still Silver Slugger Award winner for third base.
1-1 to Valdez is outside. I guess the bottom line is if that's a down year for Rafi,
yeah,
they're in good shape.
That's why you think there's kind of another level. You know, maybe mess with his hands a little bit. He's an aggressive hitter. But you feel like he's so talented that there could be more, which is exciting.
2-1, swung on and missed by Manuel Valdez.
Well, he showed it to us a few years back, too, right? The average is at 295, it's 35, it's 120. I think last year was a huge adjustment for him. It is different when you are the guy, and he was obviously the guy in this lineup.
2-2 is fouled off. And the idea this year, Lou, right, would be more protection from Story and Casas and even O'Neill and others, where he should see more pitches to hit this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I thought Turner was great behind him. I don't know if he'll have that protection behind him. But I just think year 2 of understanding what teams are trying to do to you,
2-2 is right there. Strike 3 called, and Valdez is gone. And won't it be the walk number that probably tells the story?
Yes, and that's why the other day when he drew a couple walks, I think his first at-bat he drew a walk, and his next at-bat he went oppo in a 3-run bomb, and it was the perfect scenario. You know, it's don't feel like you got to carry us. Like, there's times when we know you will, but those at-bats add up. You know, you give away at-bats, they add up on you mentally as well in your final numbers.
Here's Rob Refsnyder, who loves facing lefties. He takes something off speed low for ball 1. If this guy were starting a game, so too would be Refsnyder. He's just such a weapon against southpaws. Run in on the Devers homer. 2 down in the third. 3-1, the Red Sox lead. Pitch. Low again, ball 2.
It's always interesting to see a lineup and Refsnyder doesn't play for 4 or 5 days, and then a lefty comes in and he's leading off or hitting third. Like, you saw a lot of that. Right?
And it was the right call.
Yeah, utility guys. We hit 8th, 9th, you know, or just platoon guys.
2-0 is a strike on the outside corner.
But it worked. Did a nice job for them.
Drove in a run on a ground out his last time. The more I watch him, the more I love watching Rob Refsnyder play baseball. So cool to see him get more of an opportunity. And he's really embraced it. 2-1. Swinging a little blooper, foul side at first, out of play. It's 2-2. And he's another guy, Lou, who once the Red Sox had some injuries and had to bring guys around like Valdez and even Abreu, and Luis Urias shows up at the deadline. I mean, Rob was a guy who would play 3 times a week, and then for 6 weeks he played in about 4 games.
Yeah.
But he still contributed when given the chance. 2-2. That is a little bit low, and another quality at bat, 3-2.
And so far, really getting a lot of work in right field. And I don't know if that's strategic or not, but if Tyler O'Neill does play, he's 1-2 gold gloves in left. Thought maybe he would spell Abreu in right field.
3-2, swing and a miss. He got him. More on the outfield mix and some decisions that really all center around one Ceddanne Rafaela. We'll get into that when we come back. Red Sox get a run on the Devers homer, 3-1 after 3 on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
Installing a mailbox, planting a tree, or planning other yard work? Don't dig yourself into trouble. Click digsafe.com or call 811-FIRST to prevent damage to buried utility lines. It's smart. It's free. It's the law. Click digsafe.com or call 811.
On May 5th, show support for everyone you know fighting cancer. Join One Mission for their 15th annual Buzz-Off at Gillette Stadium. Honor those you love by shaving your head at this fun and unforgettable event. Money raised provides programs that bring joy, hope, and support to children fighting cancer and their families throughout New England. Shave your head, change your life, make a difference. Register for the One Mission Buzz-Off today at buzzforkids.org. That's buzzforkids.org.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Cooper Criswell is on the mound for the Red Sox as we go to the top of the 4th. So 3 innings in the books for Garrett Whitlock. A little bit snake-bitten. Showed a great change-up, slider, some real weight on the fastball late in the outing. Here is Criswell, who fires the first pitch fastball for a strike to Justin Henry Malloy to begin the 4th. 0-1 to this right-handed hitter who flied out deep to left his first time. Here he takes a strike on the outside corner. Talking to A.J. Hinch before the game, he said he's really been impressed with this young right-handed hitter. This is basically their Double-A club, which had a great season. In 23, they foul off, does Malloy, this 0-2 pitch outside of third, and he breaks his bat. It is going to be the same story for these Detroit Tigers. They'll go as far as Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson will take them. They made some moves in the offseason, brought in Flaherty, trying to rekindle some of the greatness that made him kind of a Cy Young contender for a couple of years in a row with the St. Louis Cardinals. Kenta Maeda that brought him over. Shelby Miller took a flyer on a bullpen arm who had a great season with the L.A. Dodgers, and they might not have been the splashiest, most high-profile moves, but they're an indication that these Tigers, under Scott Harris, year 3 of the program, they feel like they're trending in the right direction, and it's time to make some of those additions.
78 and 84 last year. You saw what the Royals did this offseason as well. I think the teams like the Royals and Tigers look at their division and say, might not take much, right? The Twins, they lose Sonny Gray, right? And so they haven't really gone crazy spending money. So the Tigers and the Royals both adding some money, trying to get a little more competitive.
Line hopper to third, just fouled. Joey Cora is the third base coach. A.J. Hinch brought him over, and of course, Alex Cora's brother. The two of them had dinner last night for the first time in a long while, and they were deep in conversation this afternoon here at JetBlue. Of course, Alex connected to A.J. with his time in Houston, and Joey, one of the really respected guys in the game.
Great baseball, man. Alex was joking about how, of course, he wants to see the Tigers win, but he really likes it when the Red Sox win.
We'll have to
they
check
pull
that.
for each other.
A little easier when he was with the Mets in the National League. No balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Criswell, 27-year-old right-hander. He's a big dude, 6'6". He throws, and that is just outside. Brian O'Nora calls it a ball, and it's 1-2.
That's one thing this kid can do. Malloy. Last year he was in AAA with the Tigers. And in
1-2, swing and a miss. He got him, did Criswell.
135 games. He had 110 walks and 152 strikeouts. 110 walks. He had a really good year for them. 277, but that on-base percentage through the roof, 417.
Well, that really is a point of emphasis for this new regime in Detroit. I mean, they went out and got Mark Canha, too. Here is the left-handed hitting Jace Young. He takes a pitch down and in, ball 1. I mean, Canha leads the universe in hit by pitch. He walks a ton. He gets on base. They figure that is going to be their real onus this season, as a pitch is on the inside corner from Whitlock to Young, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Criswell, I think, is an interesting guy. You know, he's pretty much a sinker slider. Sinker sweeper, I should say. 88 and 9, kind of sinks it in and gets some ground balls. But on the left side, he'll cut you a little bit, a little cutter in. He'll show the changeup a little bit more. Multiple inning guy.
That one was a cutter that missed. It's 1-1. Way back on the right side of the infield. The pitch is hit that way, and it splits the difference between Cavadas and Valdez. That's a base hit for Jace Young. And the Tigers have a base runner with 1 down. Speaking of Joey Cora and the man now at first base, Jace Young, the two of them have really developed a bond. They're both kind of cut from the same cloth. We're fierce competitors, intense people. And apparently Joey Cora kind of hatched a plan with Jace Young in the early parts of this spring training, as the right-handed hitting Ryan Villade is in. He swings and fouls one off down the right field line. As is so often the case, these young players, they meet with the manager at the beginning of camp to kind of set expectations as to what their plan will be, what the expectations are, what their prospects are for making the team. And sort of typical to both Cora brothers, Joey had a big, elaborate plan. As the pitch goes over to first base instead, Young dives back in. He told Young to go into A.J. Hinch's office, meeting number 1, and say, I'm making this team. But A.J. didn't let him get it out. He sat him down and said, our expectations are for you to develop. Ground ball to second. Flip the story for 1. Over to first, 2. Inning-ending double play. Young cut down. Joey Cora will take his gear into the dugout. But they've got a real promising young group coming to for the NFL Draft.
You put the tape on, they're good football players, so sometimes it helps. You kind of know what you're getting.
Coverage continues all week on Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
The countdown is up.
6 seconds to go.
For the craziest,
5 seconds,
most surprising, most unpredictable tournament in all of sports. Get ready for March Madness.
Butler sends San Diego State to its first national championship game.
Starting with Selection Sunday on March 17th. Then hear live game coverage from Westwood One. From the first four to the final four. March Madness lives on Sirius XM.
The Busted Open podcast is now available on YouTube. This is Dave LaGreca, host of Busted Open, the #1 pro wrestling show on the planet. You can now watch and listen to the award-winning Busted Open podcast every single day on YouTube. Our best interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and some of our best content from the past. All available right now when you go to youtube.com/@BustedOpenPodcast. Subscribe right now.
Get on the pitcher's mound with C.J. Nitkowski, Mike Stanton, and Brad Lidge on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on your phone with the Sirius XM app.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on Sirius XM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Connor Wong leads it off in the bottom of the fourth. He swings through a slider from a new pitcher, Will Vest, the right-hander for the Tigers. They got the black jerseys above gray pants, bright orange lids as Wong softly grounds one foul outside the third baseline, and it's 0-2. Connor dealing with some elbow soreness. Apparently the plan is to get him back behind the plate on Saturday. That's when Tristan Casas will return to game action for the Red Sox. Had a long chat with Tristan before the game today. 0-2 to Connor. Pitch is fouled off. Goes down to one knee, does Wong. Stays 0-2. I mean, he was laid out, was Casas. Temperature and major nausea. Could not do much. Says he's finally feeling more like himself. A little bit behind on his running program because of the illness, but back in the fold today. Took some ground balls, some rather vigorous infield drills as the 0-2 is a foul ball down the right field line into the seats. Alex Cora talked a lot today on the Greg Hill Show about the emphasis on defense. We've been watching throughout spring training all the work that's gone in. We'll play you some of that sound here in just a minute. It's 0-2 to Connor Wong. They play him ever so slightly to pull, and here he lines one to the gap in right center field. Over and to his left is Cruz, and in comes the right fielder. He will not make the play. Hopkins, it bounces in for a little bloop base hit from Connor Wong.
It's nice from Connor. I was saying before, his last at bat, kind of similar to Devers, kind of moved his hands a little bit closer, a little bit lower, trying to get him more direct, quick to the ball. Get more contact out of him. Some swing and miss there, but stayed inside that. A two-strike fastball in. Soft line drive to right center.
Here's Roberto Perez, right-handed hitting catcher, takes ball one outside. 3-1 Red Sox in the fourth. Lou, there's no reason to be at all worried. It's still early enough in camp that the time missed by Casas, no big deal, right?
No big deal. A week late. For hitters, it's no problem. For pitchers, that's foundation. You don't want to rush them.
Well, no, misses inside.
It's a real routine for those guys, and so far everybody's been healthy in that front. But when it comes to the hitters, you dive back in. Maybe second time through, the pitchers might be a little ahead of you, but I'm not really worried about him. I'm not sure he's too concerned about it either.
He sure didn't act it today. The 2-0 pitch misses outside. The fingernails today are white, by the way, on Casas. I think this is not atypical, but he looks so much more comfortable. Not that he's ever been, not a man who knows himself and totally confident in his own skin. 3-0 is outside ball four, but I just think athletically Casas is ready to break out, and I think he's ready to assume more of a leadership role and really take off.
Yeah, like a lot of young guys, like Wong is another one as well. Like he did a nice job stepping in. They just really threw him the job, and he did a nice job going with it, that starting catching spot. But he's working on some things, framing-wise, form-wise, to kind of be better at that game. And Casas, first step, right? A little bit more range. A young player, he can work on things.
Here's Roman Anthony, takes a fastball low. Will Vest, this Tiger pitcher, having a little difficulty throwing strikes. And it's 1-0 to Anthony, who had his first Grapefruit League hit his first time. Little liner into left center. 1-0. The pitch is a strike. Good backdoor slider, and it's 1-1. He's real quiet at the plate, Lou. You just cannot watch his swing and not be impressed.
Yeah, you know, when they usually talk about guys who dominate the zone and don't chase much, it's usually a very soft, quiet load as he gets ready to hit.
1-1, low, good take.
Right, which is what he does. I'm not saying, like, big monster leg kick. Guys have done it for many, many years, but a lot of these guys now with the velocity in there, you start off in a good hitting position, keep the head still. It's a little lean back, body load, get into your legs, and allows you to see the ball longer.
2-1. That's a strike. He took a backdoor slider again, and it's 2-2.
Oh, this is a big league reliever. Vest was pretty good for them last year in 48 appearances. Hit a 2.98 ERA. Guys only hit 2.16 off of him, so this is a good challenge.
2-2. 2 on, none out. Here's the pitch. Anthony grounds one the other way and into left field. There's a base hit. Wong will be held at third because Henry Malloy was shallow in left, but Roman Anthony 2 for 2 the opposite way, and the Red Sox have the bases loaded with nobody out.
And again, Reese Olson, they always talk about in camp, like, who do you do it off of, right? If Anthony comes in late and faces guy from Double-A, guy you already probably faced, he got a couple hits, okay. Olson's in this rotation for the Tigers, and this guy Vest is one of their guys out of the bullpen to hold leads. He's able to stay back after seeing a couple breaking ball sliders on a changeup and hit it the other way and not roll over that changeup, which a lot of young hitters would do, especially from the left side.
Here's Nico Cavadas with the bases loaded, strike one on a fastball. This is why, Lou, even though he's 19, they trust him to put him in these games, and I think it's so smart to do exactly that. Start him. Test him against the real competition.
I talked to a couple of coaches that dealt with him last year.
0-1, misses down and in.
And I said, I know he's on camp, but I'm sure I'm going to see him in some games. What should I expect? It's just a kid. He's going to be overwhelmed. And they're like, well, if he comes in a couple games, he's going to try to make the team. And I was like, okay.
Which you love to hear. 1-1 to Nico Cavadas. Bases loaded. The pitch is a strike. Borderline on the outside corner. And it's 1-2.
And I know the guys at Red Sox Prospects do an outstanding job. They moved him ahead of Marcelo Meyer in their rankings, and a lot of people took that as a negative to Marcelo, and it's not. It's more of what this kid has become.
1-2, line drive caught with a dive. No, off the glove and into the corner in left field. That'll bring home Wong, and it's an RBI single for Cavadas. I thought the third baseman, Young, made that play, but instead it shot past him down into the corner, and the Red Sox have another run in. It's 4-1.
Vest really running into some trouble here. Cavadas does another nice job of a lefty, kind of taking that fastball and shooting it the other way. You're right, Young had a good jump on it, but it was hit so hard it was by him. Of course, because it was on a line drive. Plus, Roberto Perez on second base. I'm going to call him right now. He's not a burner. Okay, Roberto is not a burner. He is a defensive catcher, throws the ball real well, calls a great game, but on the base pass, he is not a burner. Just want to throw that out there, and he's going to stay at third base on that one.
So no outs still. 5 hitters to the plate. And here's a real chance for Tyler O'Neill. The bases still loaded. Tigers are eager to get a look at Young at the third base spot as O'Neill takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. I've talked to many people in the Red Sox front office who disagree, though, with that ranking of Anthony above Marcelo Meyer. And again, this is not criticizing either one of them. The 0-1 pitch is high in the air into center field, but it'll hold up for Trey Cruz out there. Again, it's Perez at third, and he will not come home and score. The throw is cut off at the mound. So reasonably deep fly ball for O'Neill. Maybe in a different situation that might have had a chance to get a run in, but not here, not now, especially not because here comes Rafi Devers.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the man on deck. Shallow fly ball. It looks like the flags are waving in a little bit now. And again, with Perez on third base, different guy on third, you take a chance. But with Devers on deck, you'd like to see him get a shot.
Double play depth behind Vest. Here is Rafi. The pitch is down and in. And it's 1-0 Devers. Singled into right field his first time and homered over the monster the other way. 2 homers in the spring, both to the opposite field. 1-0, loaded up. The pitch low and outside, ball 2.
It's the best part of camp right now, what I've seen from Devers. Best I've seen in a long time. 2-0. You don't see it much, right? You throw a couple breaking balls in the dirt, you're probably going to be 1-1 or 0-2. Very aggressive early on, but here so far, really locked in the first 2 pitches.
2-0 is a strike. He didn't think so. But again, that's more selective from Devers. He would often pull the trigger there, but it's 2-1.
Which makes him so much tougher to pitch, too. And, yeah, you could pitch around him and draw walks, which is pass the baton, but swinging at strikes is success.
And this one does miss outside. Now it's 3-1, and Vest has painted himself into a corner.
There you go. I mean, 2-1 heater up and away. How many times do you see him swing through it and get to 2-2? Now you're ahead of the count, 3-1. You can get a little something better to hit, especially with the bases juiced.
Here we go, the 3-1. Swinging a soft ground ball to the right side, backhanded by the first baseman. Valady comes home, and a nice backhand pick out of the dirt by the catcher Bemboom to retire Perez at the plate. Very nice defensive connection for the Tigers there. The bases stay loaded with 2 outs, and I think that's going to do it for Will Vest.
Yeah, it looks like Vest went to that 3-1 changeup. Raffy just got caught, getting a little too excited, but he rolled over on that one. Pretty nice play by Valady at first base.
And that'll do it for Vest. A.J. Hinch is going to go to his bullpen. If you're looking for a new venue for your next team building or client appreciation event, America's most historic ballpark has exclusive hospitality areas available for the biggest games of the year. RedSox.com/groups and click Group Hospitality to learn more. A southpaw coming out of the bullpen. It's Adam Wolf for the Tigers. What a jam he'll get. Story with the bases loaded. Have that for you right after this from JetBlue on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
The big roast sale is back and juicier than ever at Shaw's and Star Market. Hi, it's Joe. Today through Thursday, pick up beef, eye of round, bottom round, chuck tender, or top round roast for just $2.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order free curbside pickup or get delivery. Don't miss juicy savings on USDA Choice Roast. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Toyo tires, sells them all at the guaranteed lowest price, offers more free services for life than anywhere else, and Town Fair has well over 100 locations throughout New England and New York. The area's largest inventory of Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price, more locations, and the most free services for life. So for your next set of Toyo tires, remember, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Once again, it looks like Herb Chambers has an exceptional lineup this season. The automotive hometown hero offers the largest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs in New England. With so many Herb Chambers dealership locations featuring 35 brands, you'll find the exact vehicle you're looking for. Choose from thousands of different new and pre-owned vehicles. And at Herb Chambers, you always get more for your trade. Because at Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. Visit herbchambers.com to view our entire inventory today.
Base is loaded for Trevor Story. He looks at an off-speed pitch that misses outside for ball 1. 2 down. Red Sox leading at 4-1. What a spot for Story, who's doubled in a run and slide to right. Left-hander Adam Wolf throws, and Trevor takes ball 2. When the Red Sox brought Story over from Colorado, one of the main reasons they did so, obviously the athleticism, the home run power, he was one of the very best hitters in all of baseball against left-handers like Wolf. Chance here with the bases loaded. 2-0 is a strike. Did not have to be, and it's 2-1.
Oh, he had some 4 years put together. He pretty much averaged 281, 27 bombs. OPS up in that 880 range. Even his last year in Colorado wasn't his best, but 251, 24 home runs. I think you'd take that all day long right now.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Fooled him badly there, and it's 2-2.
Games played, you know, and in contact, there's some swing and miss there. You know what you're going to give him defensively, but that's the point. If you can give him that 260 range, 20-plus homers, you know he's going to get you 20 to 30 bags. Gold glove defender at short. But if you could ever get back to those 2 or 3 years in Colorado, boy. And I know it's Coors Field, but we've seen other guys adjust, and Arenado still a pretty good career in St. Louis.
2-2. Wolf throws. Trevor grounds it foul outside of third behind Kyle Hudson, and it stays 2-2. The Red Sox, obviously, Fenway made for left-handed hitters. And in Casas and Devers, the Red Sox have got that part of it covered. Probably Wilyer Abreu, too. But in Story and O'Neill, you do have 2 right-handed hitters whose swings are tailor-made for Fenway Park. 2-2. The pitch is just outside. 3-2. Tyler said he loves playing at Fenway. I noticed that Teoscar Hernandez said the same thing a couple of weeks ago, and you and I both know why.
Yeah, because he abuses the Red Sox. I'd like to play there, too, if I was him.
3-2. Pitch. That is high, ball 4. Story took a close one. He draws a walk. Anthony touches the plate. Run comes home, and it's 5-1 Boston.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup. Maybe just up and away off the plate. And a good take from Story. You get the 3-2. Lefty's coming at you. Kind of base is juiced. You want to be aggressive. You want to knock them both in. And that changeup just off the plate is if you do swing, it's a swing and miss pitch. You lay off it, it's an RBI walk.
So Anthony scores, now loaded up for Enmanuel Valdez. And this one almost hits him. Slider slipped out of the hand of Wolf over the helmet. And it's ball 1 to Enmanuel. I always think it's such an interesting balance in spring training, going back to what Story just pulled off with that walk. 1-0 to Valdez. Pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Gobbled up there by Ibanez. He flips to the shortstop Kreidler, and the inning is over, but the Red Sox get a couple more home. And after 4 innings, they lead the Tigers 5-1 on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Network.
You call that a precision stop?
When a rookie stunt driver, just give me a shot, meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all.
Come on, focus.
They'll soon find out that behind the wheel of the Nissan Rogue, with the power of VC turbo and the most fuel-efficient gas-powered engine in its class, watch this, the protege can become a master. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Enjoy President's Day savings all month with 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Shop at your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Auto Pacific segmentation excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. For well-qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2023 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 60 months financing at $17.48 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-MAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/4/24.
Is it time for a new kitchen? Visit the CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington. Discover Schrock Cabinetry at our newly renovated kitchen showroom. Whether you're looking for designer-inspired color or intelligent storage, Schrock is your trusted brand and comes with a limited lifetime warranty. You create the kitchen of your dreams with our kitchen designers. Visit the CCL showroom in Abington or go online to cclco.com and start your Schrock Dream Kitchen journey today. CCL is proud to be 100% employee-owned.
The big roast sale is back and juicier than ever at Shaw's and Star Market. Today through Thursday, pick up beef eye of round, bottom round, chuck tender, or top round roast for just $2.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Cooper Criswell remains in the game. His first pitch to the new catcher, Tyler Heineman, is a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. And the top of the 5th is underway. Dylan Dingler, the designated hitter, takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. So, second inning of work for Criswell.
Yeah, this is what he does. He got to Tampa last year. He had 10 games. ERA was up to 5.73, but each of those 10 appearances for at least 2 innings.
0-2, swing and a miss. He got him. Beautiful stuff from Criswell. Very quick work made of Dingler, 1 away.
Actually, 4 of those, he went 4 innings. This is what he does, right? He had 17 starts in Durham, 3.93 ERA. The Sox, I think, got him off waivers.
They did.
And I had talked to him about, the Tampa way works for everybody. I'm not so sure it did with him.
Here's a foul ball down the right field line out of play 1-1.
We talked about it before. Tampa Bay is you set down the middle of the plate and you just throw strikes and let the stuff kind of hit the corners. If you miss in, miss away, it's on the corners. And with him, he felt like that 2 strikes setting up down the middle with his stuff, his sinker slider. It kind of left everything over the middle of the plate with 2 strikes. We felt like it could have been better, but it's an organization thing.
0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that is dominant stuff again from Criswell. He has faced 5 hitters, gotten a double play and 3 strikeouts. And they're 2 down.
And what I like is he started to create a pen with different looks everywhere, right? You lost Schreiber, but Weissert fits that role. This guy here comes in at like 89 but a big sweeper.
Here's a pitch to the left-handed hitting Anthony Bemboom. And that one missed just outside for ball one. 2 down in the 5th. The pitch is ripped foul outside the first base bag.
I like different looks out there. Remember the day, what was it, 2-3 years ago? Every pitcher we had was 95 on top of the zone with a breaking ball in the dirt. I mean, it was like, who's coming in? Don't worry about it. It's the same dude. You know, it's the same guy. He's 95 with a breaking ball in the dirt.
Here's a line drive into left field. That is a base hit for Bemboom, and Criswell gives up his second base hit. A 2-out knock for the Tigers here in the top of the 5th. Yeah, there were a lot of curveballs in that mix too, Lou. Same release point. And doesn't that make it easier for a lineup to go through that relief core?
Well, they had 3 or 4 guys that were fastball top of the zone, north-south game. You know, and here we're going east-west with Criswell. We're going to sink it. We're going to slide it. Little sweet piece. Going to cut you. He's going to change the lefties.
Here's Cruz, left-handed hitting center fielder, who came on to run for Badu. He takes a fastball on the corner. Now, the board says 0-2. If that's correct, I missed the violation. Maybe Cruz was a little late to get into the box. The pitch, swing, and a foul. It is certainly 0-2 now. 2 down and a runner aboard. Saw Matt Barnes signed a deal with the Nats. Coming back off hip surgery, trying to earn himself a spot.
Speaking of north-south,
I was going to say.
Up, curveball down. Where did he end up? Where was that?
Nets.
Good for him.
0-2. He said his representatives reached out to the Red Sox. He wanted to come home, but Red Sox loaded up in the pen. 0-2 is grounded into right field. That's a base hit. Nice little swing there for Trey Cruz. And the Tigers have a little 2-out rally going against Criswell. 2 on, 2 out for Ryan Kreidler. I think the depth of right-handed relief pitching, Lou, one of the reasons the Red Sox felt comfortable moving on from John Schreiber.
Yeah, it's probably the one area where they feel comfortable with it, so it's probably just bad timing when it comes to Matt Barnes. Kind of, you know, if it was an area where they're looking for help, I think you take a flyer on him and see if that arm looks good. But strength-wise, you don't want to offer him a job knowing that he's going to be in AAA, trying to work his way back. Have a chance to make it out there.
Criswell facing Kreidler. Misses down and away. That's ball one. 5-1 Red Sox. 2 on, 2 out in this top of the 5th inning. Pitch. Misses just outside.
Criswell, much like Whitlock, trying to get that last out of the appearance, right? Whitlock got cruised through the lineup, but with 2 outs in the 3rd, gave up a couple of knocks, 3 in a row. And same thing here with Criswell with 2 outs here in the 5th. Missed again.
That one missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. I would imagine this time in camp you're still kind of building up to full endurance. You probably do feel like you've hit a little bit of a wall.
Yeah, I think especially when you get stretched out. The first time you go 3, kind of you could feel a little bit.
2-1. That one misses inside, ball 3. No one yet throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. They got a little rope given to Criswell here.
Give him a couple more hitters, I would think, at least.
Garrett Whitlock was really good.
He was.
Easy, effortless life. Good changeup, good slider. 3-1. There's a pitch that misses inside for ball 4. And Criswell with 2 outs now, with the bases loaded behind him for Andy Ibanez.
Be surprised if we can see some action here at some point within this at bat. Maybe 2 more hitters. He's a multi-inning guy. Did it last time out, his first appearance on Saturday, 2 innings.
Pitch to Ibanez, strike on the outside corner. Ibanez, an outside chance at a roster spot. A.J. Hinch told me that he feels like to be a really good team, you need competition at every position in spring training. The 0-1 is a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. And he feels like more than at any time in his Detroit tenure, they have that. 2 down, bases loaded, 0-2. Swinging a high fly into shallow left field. In on it comes O'Neill. Over comes Roman Anthony. And the kid calls O'Neill off and makes the play. And a nice job by Criswell to extinguish a fire of his own making. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers leave them loaded. 5-1 Sox in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
Hello, I'm James Corden, and I'm so thrilled for you to hear my brand new show, This Life of Mine. Join me every week for incredible conversations and never-before-heard stories from the biggest stars in film, TV, fashion, music, sports, and more. Each week, we'll be talking about the people, the places, the possessions, music, and memories that have made them who they are today. This Life of Mine with me, James Corden. You can listen on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Stars, Channel 109, or listen on the all-new SiriusXM app.
The countdown is up.
6 seconds to go.
For the craziest,
5 seconds,
most surprising, most unpredictable tournament in all of sports. Get ready for March Madness.
Butler sends San Diego State to its first national championship game.
Starting with Selection Sunday on March 17th. Then hear live game coverage from Westwood One. From the first four to the final four. March Madness lives on SiriusXM.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
2:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Pennzoil 400 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, in the car, and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you, wherever you are, with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Tune to SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 all year long to hear expert opinions and analysis from former players, coaches, and executives.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on SiriusXM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Rob Refsnyder is going to lead it off for the Red Sox. Something going on here. The Tigers have made a couple of changes. Donnie Sands is the new catcher. Wilmer Flores is on the mound. I think it's a pitch comm issue, the first we've seen thus far in spring training. And I do think, Lou, that as wonderful as pitch comm has been for the game, it's sped up the pace. It's taken out so many of the delays. I felt like at times last year there was too much of this, and I'm glad to see it. It feels like they've kind of improved the technology.
Yeah, I would say it's an even 50-50 split. Like 50% of the time the pitch comm really wasn't working. And other times I felt like pitchers were using that to circumvent the rules. Like, oh, you know, like you're a little bit tired, you're trying to reach back, and my pitch comm's not working. Time, look, I can't hear anything. Hands go up, and it was just more of a little stall tactic to give him some time.
So here's Wilmer Flores, not that Wilmer Flores. This is a big, tall, right-handed pitcher facing Rob Refsnyder. He misses down and away, and that's ball one.
Interesting you say that, because there's a Wilmer Flores, an infielder with the Giants.
And
that's his brother.
Here's the 1-0. It's like the George Foreman clan, a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1.
So you got to walk me through this, right? So Wilmer Flores, the infielder, is 32 years old. 9 years later, they have another baby boy.
Yep.
And they're going to name him Wilmer.
Yep, the 1-1 is a strike on the outside corner. This guy is Wilmer de Jesus Flores, whereas the Giants edition, Wilmer Alejandro Flores.
It's like a generational thing, though. Not, you know, like...
Yeah, 1-2.
Same name as your dad.
Inside.
Different middle name, but I don't know if there's a third Wilmer in the family. Maybe a Wilhelmina, a sister.
Daniel Cabrera, the Tigers' new right fielder. Refsnyder looks at a 2-2 pitch that misses outside, 3-2. And Hao Yu Lee is at second. Came over in a trade last year, and Donnie Sands is the catcher. 3-2 to Refsnyder, leading off the bottom of the fifth. Pitch is swung on and missed, and he has gone overpowering fastball from Wilmer de Jesus Flores, and there's one away.
The board said 99. Because I was looking at him, and they thought that fastball was going to be in that 93, 94 range. It looked a lot more than that. Looked closer to 99. That was gas.
I think Gary Payton had a couple sons, both of whom were named Gary Payton Jr. Here is the right-handed hitting Connor Wong. He loops one into shallow right field. Back on it is the second baseman Ibanez. And very quickly, 2 down.
Well, you got George Foreman, which is a classic.
10 of them.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Do you ever have a Foreman grill?
I don't know. I just think it lacks creativity.
So you're saying...
Grills are outstanding.
So
I have had
when you have your next surprise baby here in a year or two, you're not going Mason again?
I think he's lazy. He lacks creativity.
Red Sox are going to go to the bench here now that both Refsnyder and Wong are retired. This is Tyler Heineman, who's been in as the catcher for the Red Sox, batting from the left side. 5-1 Boston, swing and a miss. Was that a joint decision? Was there a lot of debate over what you would name your son?
It's never a joint decision, Will. I think, as you find out.
What would you like, honey? 0-1 is popped on the third base side behind the bag. Over behind the base is Young, and in foul territory, he's there to make the play.
They like to say
very quickly.
They like to say it's a recommendation, but we know better than that.
We do. Yes, honey, whatever you'd like. On to the sixth we go. 5-1 Red Sox in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Would you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible. It's happening. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get an $800 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today to switch to Comcast Business. Ends 5/5/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 50 megabits per second internet and security edge. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, Red Sox fans, Lou Maloney here. Time for spring training down in Fort Myers. Come cheer on your favorite team at JetBlue. You can explore the islands, beaches, neighborhoods between games. Discover the parks and preserves, meet the wildlife, and of course, dine in on the fresh Gulf seafood. Soak up some of that warm Southwest sunshine. You can also relax, recharge, and reconnect with the ones you love most. Tickets for spring training are on sale now. Start planning at visitfortmyers.com.
John Sewer and Drain Cleaning is the name to know when your drains don't flow. John Sewer is also hiring technicians at their Norwood location to handle growing demand in southeastern Mass. To join New England's most experienced team, go online to johnsewer.com to apply today.
We get the job done.
On we go into the top of the sixth inning. Lucas Litke is on to pitch for the Red Sox, facing right-handed hitting Justin Henry Malloy. Wholesale defensive changes for Boston. Then Ellis at first base. The 1-0 almost hit him in under the armpits. 2-0 from Litke to Henry Malloy. Edinson Paulino is the second baseman. Koss at shortstop. And Matt Lugo at third. Here's the 2-0 downstairs. I do believe, to quote Alex Cora, that Roman Anthony is also out of the game. That does not look like him out in center field any longer. We owe you some Alex Cora audio. We'll play some of that for you as we continue. It's hit toward the new center fielder. Back into his right. It might be McDonough. One hops off the base of the wall. Bare hand play off the carom. Throw into second, not in time. And it's a wall ball double for Justin Henry Malloy. It is indeed Tyler McDonough out in center field. So Litke, I mean, these feel like sort of significant outings for him, trying to make this ball club as another left-handed option out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Litke was really good for the Yankees back in 21-22. Kind of in that 50 appearance range both years. He combined over 2 years, 107 appearances, 2.71 ERA for the Yankees. It was really good for them for 2 years.
Here is a pitch that misses just inside. For ball one.
They moved on from him. Atlanta took a shot, but the beginning of the year didn't go so well. 12 games, 17 hits in 13 innings, had a 7.24 ERA.
Swing and a miss by Young, Jace Young, and it's 1-1.
Found himself down and spent some time in AA, but AAA mainly, and had a 3.51 ERA, so he's trying to get back in there. There's some competition here with that left-handed arm. Just bullpen competition in general. Just trying to get that, cutter, sweeper, curveball guy. Been around a long time, 36 years old.
1-1. That's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Heineman. And it's 2-1.
Heineman's another guy. So Roberto Perez start this one. That backup catcher is as far as position player competition goes, that one's no question of competition at this point.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Well, we can see Craig Breslow in the top row right in front of us talking to other Red Sox executives. He and Paul Taponi and Theo in the house here today, along with Eddie Romero and Brian O'Halloran. 2-2 pitch is a high fly ball into left field. Back on it is the new left fielder for the Red Sox. He's there to make the play. It's Tyler O'Neill, who's actually still in the game. They'll wait to get him maybe one more at bat. And that is the first out in this top of the sixth. Does that surprise you at all that he remains in the game, Lou?
Hasn't played for a couple days. That could be one of those, like, listen, I feel really good. Just, let me go 6 innings, try to sneak another at bat here. But he's coming up, third?
1 out, 1 on. The pitch from Litke is a strike on the inside corner. Alex Cora said on the Greg Hill show this morning that he thinks Tyler O'Neill can be a little bit like Kyle Schwarber was, a guy who can fit in Boston, embrace the environment. 0-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. After this hitter, we'll play you some audio from Alex about his relationship with Craig Breslow and what he thinks stands out as the number one difference and real change in the front office. Alex talking about Craig Breslow. 0-2 pitch. And that's in the dirt. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Valade could not hold up the swing on a slider in the dirt. There are 2 down. So let's see if we can pull that audio. Alex Cora on what it's like to work with Craig Breslow.
Was, Greg McElroy at Alabama. Or like just a...
him.
That's not quite him.
Please stand by. Temporarily unavailable. We're working to restore the schedule.
Respond the same at 40 as it did at 25. So you have to be able to listen. You have to be able to slow it down. And he has. And now he could call it a hiccup. He might be a little concerned. But at the same time, he understands how long the season is. And he knows how good this team can be. And all I heard in that was that Framber Valdez is going to be the opening day starter if everything goes well for the Houston Astros, the same as it was last year when he...
So important to the Red Sox, bouncing back after another last-place finish. Heineman visits Litke on the mound, and the proof will be on paper and on the field in the regular season, Lou, but so far, the early returns and in conversations with members of this Red Sox staff, they all seem to agree.
Well, the arms have looked really good. The big league arms here in Kent that you're counting on, I think, have thrown the ball really, really well. And I always had that question, like, okay, we got some infrastructure here. Is this one of those things where 2 or 3 years we're going to start seeing it?
Here's a breaking ball from Litke, outside ball 1.
But it sounds like a lot of these guys are buying in now. You'd like to see, okay, I'm really curious on where this can go, right? With Bayo or Crawford, or how can they unlock something there? And guys like Giolito, can they fix that to get him back to that Cy Young contender?
That would be enormous. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Now, the slider for Bayo maybe is the single most important pitch to him and in some ways to this Red Sox team. I mean, if that thing's a weapon, it changes a lot. Yeah. 1-1 with 2 down, 5-1 Sox in the 6th. There's a breaking ball from Litke that misses. 2-1.
Well, you got that sinking fastball, but if you can go plus above average changeup with a plus slider to get swing and misses, a couple different looks, righties and lefties. And the 4-seam fastball. We've met many times in the broadcast. That should never be thrown for a strike. And it's one thing Cora's actually been confirming. We want it out of the zone.
2-1. Line drive down the left field line. Trouble if fair, and it is just foul into that last section of seats that juts out short of the Fisk pole. That was close, but foul, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, the 4-seam. So live with the sinker, in the zone. Let the action work. Get your ground balls. Get some swing and misses. They swing over the top of it. But the 4-seam fastball, he just got burned on it last year. It got absolutely hammered.
Well, it has to be up in the zone.
Yeah, if it's, thigh high, straight as an arrow, it's not playing. Like when he started getting it letter high, shoulder high, swing and miss with 2 strikes.
2-2. That is just outside, man. Brian O'Nora's had a pretty small zone today, especially east-west. The count is full.
And so, we saw last year. It's like, okay, how do you harness it? Like, learn as you get going in the big leagues where you want to throw your pitches, when you want to throw your pitches, and that's why I think you expect him to take a little step forward here this year. He was fantastic in his first outing against the A-team, the Braves.
3-2. Runners go. The pitch is grounded to the right side. Paulino to his left, gobbles it up, throws to first in time. And the inning is over. Well, it was not easy for Litke, but he gets through the 6th unscathed. 5-1 Red Sox. More sound from Alex Cora. When we return, Sox lead by 4 on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
Fuel your fandom when you listen to live sports on the all-new Sirius XM app.
It's deep. It's going. Yes. And it is gone. Yes. It is bedlam at the bank.
Hear the games you just can't miss.
Caitlin Clark is the NCAA's all-time scoring leader.
And get closer to the teams you love wherever you are.
Connor McDavid wins the game for Edmonton.
The action you crave is just a tap away. Live sports. Live on the all-new Sirius XM app.
You gotta love sports.
The countdown is on.
6 seconds to go.
For the craziest,
5 seconds,
most surprising, most unpredictable tournament in all of sports. Get ready for March Madness.
Butler sends San Diego State to its first national championship game.
Starting with Selection Sunday on March 17th. Then hear live game coverage from Westwood One. From the first 4 to the final 4. March Madness lives on Sirius XM.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track Sunday,
2:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Pennzoil 400
from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Red Sox fans, this is Craig Breslow, and you're listening to Red Sox Baseball on Sirius XM.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on Sirius XM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Well, one of the 5 Wilmer Floreses in his own family remains in the game. He will continue for his second inning, and why not? He was dominant in the 5th. Now in the 6th, facing left-handed hitting Tyler McDonough. Fastball right there for strike 1.
Actually, we've confirmed that there are indeed 5 brothers, but only 4 are named Wilmer.
Yeah, you add dad, then they got 5. So what does mom do?
What about the 5th kid? What, I'm not good enough for Wilmer?
0-1 is a strike on the inside corner. They must all have nicknames, right?
Sure.
If you're in trouble, she's yelling at you or your brother, you just don't know. 0-2. At least that's what I would claim. The 0-2 is a chopper foul outside of first, and it stays 0-2. Well, defense is a real point of emphasis. We saw the Red Sox working hard before the game. They've done it consistently. They've done more work in this ballpark, more intentional about defensive drills, planning. Alex Cora talked about that this morning. Get you that in a second. The 0-2 is a little bit high. It is such a trickle-down effect. It helps the pitching staff. It gets you through innings more quickly. Obviously, major run prevention implications. 1-2 to McDonough. 5-1 Sox, the pitch. A little looper back of second base. Back on it goes Ibanez off the glove on a foot-first slide and into the grass in right, and McDonough has a bloop base hit. So here was Alex Cora this morning talking to our Greg Hill about what he thinks might be the key to improve defense this year.
I do believe we're more athletic than in the past. The defense has been showing up early on. One of the things that we didn't do a good job, last year was playing defense. We were horrible. Not only not catching the ball, but making bad decisions.
They did so often that exact thing. Here's Alex Benelis. He's the new hitter, and he swings at the first pitch from Wilmer Flores, out of play and foul. That is ball 1.
was really a bad combination because it wasn't just the errors, right? And that's one thing that Cora really emphasized and cared more about was, the routine plays, the errors. Just make the ground ball, the plays that you should make. And, of course, they were right up there as one of the worst in baseball in that. But they were also really bad in, the above-average big league play that at this level is made, that you need once in a while to get out of an inning, stop momentum.
Here's a pitch to Benelis. It misses 1-1.
They just really didn't make many of those. Like, sliding, diving catch, maybe off the glove, it lands for a double, an RBI. Like that sliding, diving catch, you'd like to see made once in a while to get your team off the field.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes, then stops. Benelis tries to check his swing. Might have been called a strike anyhow.
And then, of course, the throwing home. I don't know how many times, 1 out, man on second. No shot at the plate. They'd airmail the throw rather than keeping the runner at first where you can get a double play out of the inning. Now he goes to second and just...
1-2 is fouled off. The other part of the bad mix last year, Lou, is they didn't field the ball often enough, and they did not have a pitching staff that missed a lot of bats. They had a lot of contact-first arms, which is a recipe for trouble.
Yeah. It's not just infield, it's outfield, too. Like we were talking about where to throw the baseball.
1-2 is a chopper to the right side. If they hurry, they might turn 2 to second for 1 relay not in time. Softly hit by Benelis. So they get the lead runner McDonough at second. And there's 1 down for Tyler O'Neill. Speaking of athleticism in the outfield.
Well, that's the thing. Too many extra bases. It's... Especially with 1 out, with the guys you had. You had a lot of ground ball pitchers, and with 1 out, too many times they let the hitter on a base hit just groove right into second base, not keep the double play alive, overthrowing bags, throwing to the wrong bases.
Tyler O'Neill takes high, ball 1.
And a lot of it is out of want to, right? Like, I want to throw this guy out, but what we want to do in this game sometimes and what we should do are 2 different things.
Keep that second man out of scoring position, 1-0. That's a strike on the outside corner. Alex Benelis, who's now at first base, was on the Play Tessie podcast the other day. He's a podcast frequent guest, and they asked him who in camp does he think is going to be a no doubt about it superstar for the Red Sox. 1-1 to O'Neill. He fouls it back, and he said Ceddanne Rafaela. He said he just is an absolute star in the making, totally gets it. Electric personality. We all know about the defense. He's looked good in camp, Lou.
Yeah, he has. Last couple of games especially, and starting to see some plays now in center field, kind of what people are talking about, and we know what it's all about with him.
1-2, check swing. He went around. O'Neill will not love that. It looked like he kind of held up on that swing.
It's funny. You talk about the guys in the minor leagues that have seen this guy year in, year out, and you talked about the swing decisions and everything, and they just sort of shoo it away. They're like, don't worry about it. Like, he's going to hit. Like, he hits everywhere he goes. Yeah, is there some? Sure. But it's also what makes him great. So there's such an emphasis on, like, maybe what he does well that we'll see if he can just fine-tune it with some experience.
Here's Matthew Lugo. Benelis leading at first. 5-1 Red Sox swinging best. That is an interesting balance to strike, right, Lou? Where, I mean, it's like Devers in a way. Yep. I mean, he's going to hit you 5-6 home runs on pitches per year that no other human being would hit out. And there's that balance between aggression and sort of carelessness as Lugo fouls one back, 0-2.
The difference is that when you bring a guy like Devers up who's free swinging, you just sit there and say, you know what, you develop as you go, which you're going to do to Rafael as well. But he had Bokey, he had Mookie, he had JD, like he had guys, dudes, backing him as well.
0-2 is ripped down the third base line, but foul.
Rafaela comes up here, and it's like, yeah, we need the great defense, and we need to get something from you offensively, too. It's just a different vibe.
I think could be a real parallel, not that they're the same player, but with what Terry Francona did with Dustin Pedroia. 0-2 to Lugo.
And look at the teams that they brought him up on. He didn't have to do much or just kind of get along and do your thing.
Lugo is struck out. He tried to stop his swing, could not, and that is the inning. But we all remember quite well. Terry said, Petey, play defense. Stick with it. I'm going to play you every day. Don't worry about the bat.
Yeah.
And it sure came. We go to the 7th inning. Red Sox lead the Tigers 5-1 on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Network.
Installing a mailbox, planting a tree, or planting other yard work? Don't dig yourself into trouble. Click digsafe.com or call 811-FIRST to prevent damage to buried utility lines. It's smart, it's free, it's the law. Click digsafe.com or call 811.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Lou Maloney here for my friends at Shaw's and Star Market. Now, when I'm on the road with the team, the one way I help at home is by ordering groceries for our family online with the Shaw's and Star Market deals and delivery app. They have them ready at curbside, and they'll deliver them right to my front door. I can see how much money I save, and we all love that. Just visit shaws.com or starmarket.com. You can choose free curbside pickup or delivery. Shaw's and Star Market, make them the MVP of your family, too. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
To the 7th inning we go. Chase Shugart is the new pitcher for the Red Sox. And his first pitch of the 7th is a strike on the outside corner to right-handed hitting Tiger. It is Sands, the catcher, and he is now behind 0-2 after waving through a fastball. So we'll see what the Red Sox choose to do in the outfield. Jarren Duran is going to return tomorrow as the designated hitter, and then get into the outfield over the weekend. Tristan Casas returning to games as well. 0-2 is low, but that is the linchpin decision, whether or not Rafaela makes the team, because if he does, he's going to be in center field every night. I mean, that will be the decision that impacts so much with O'Neill and Abreu and Duran. 1-2, the pitch is outside. Do you have a lean right now, Lou, one way or the other?
Well, listen, I like depth. I mean, I like Rafael in AAA because inevitably someone in the outfield is going to get hurt. You got Abreu in right, you got O'Neill in center, left, and Duran in center. All three of those guys have had some injury concerns in the past.
2-2 is pop foul.
So, but if Rafaela was to make this team, it's my opinion, someone's got to go. I mean, if you think Rafaela's in center every day and you want Duran and O'Neill and Abreu in the mix, Yoshida probably a few games out there. You still got Refsnyder. I don't know if you're keeping 6 outfielders.
2-2 is fouled off. There has been rampant speculation about the Red Sox in trade conversations, and Jarren Duran's name is one that continues to pop up all the time.
Is it, if they feel like Rafaela can handle it, they pull the trigger? Because I don't know how you keep that many outfilders.
2-2 is a ground ball to the left side. The shortstop Koss is there. Easily throws to first, and there's one away.
Like I said, my opinion, but when you think about if Rafaela, you mentioned, if he's going to be up here, you don't want him to play center field for that defense. You also want O'Neill's defense in left field. And then Duran's not exactly a right fielder. He would play left field when he does play. And
so if that were to happen, would it be an Abreu-Refsnyder combo out in right a lot of times?
Or a Abreu-O'Neill combo. And where's Refsnyder? Where's Yoshida? It's just, I don't know. It's just too many bodies in my mind. It's just adding up the numbers. So, and that's why I sit there and say, no need to push it. Unless they got a nice deal that they're working on or whatever to improve the club somewhere, and if Rafaela can handle it. But I can go down to AAA, get off to a good start down there in the month of April. Again, between Abreu, Duran, and O'Neill, there's some injury history there. It's inevitable, and they'll probably play a lot in center field.
Trey Cruz is the hitter. It's 1-1. Shugart looking good again. Pitch is in there. Nice little breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Jaron does appear to be so much more comfortable in his own skin. We know that he's had his battles the last couple of years with injury and some mental health stuff. The 1-2 swing and a miss. He got him, did Shugart. And they're two-way. The Red Sox continue to pound home to Jaron. Just be yourself. And I know you feel this way, Lou. Just being around him, he's more vocal. He seems totally at ease and more willing to speak up.
Yeah, and I know he hasn't played in the game yet, but his batting practice has been so impressive.
Here is another right-handed hitter, Graham, for the Tigers. Peyton Graham, and Shugart misses ball one.
You ever watch a big league batting practice? It's all the same. The guys go opposite field, hard the other way on the ground to find their swing, and they kind of bring it around, right? Up the middle hard, drive the ball, and then it's pull side last round, launch.
1-0, swing and a miss.
and his rounds is that impressive. Line drives up the middle all over the place. And that last round when he's ready to launch, he is hitting balls over the Sox bullpen in right field. Like, ridiculous power.
He does have incredible strength and power. Here's a line drive into right field. Drifting back on it is Kelvin Diaz. He is there to make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Chase Shugart. Moore and Duran in the outfield and the defense when we return on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Radio Andy.
Hey, this is Jeff Lewis, host of Jeff Lewis Live on Radio Andy. I'm here to tell you about the brand new Sirius XM app. Check out my new personal page on the fully redesigned app to see all the places you could hear and see me. Plus, you'll find all my latest episodes, archived episodes, and more. Just search Jeff Lewis in the app to find me, then keep exploring to add all your Sirius XM favorites and new discoveries to your library.
The countdown is on.
6 seconds to go.
For the craziest,
5 seconds,
most surprising,
1 second,
most unpredictable tournament in all of sports. Get ready for March Madness.
Butler sends San Diego State to its first national championship game.
Starting with Selection Sunday on March 17th. And hear live game coverage from Westwood One from the first four to the...
DeMarlo Hale could never say Garcia Parra when he first signed with us. It was always Garcia Parra. Yeah, and I'm like, who's the guy coming in? Who's the first guy? Garcia Parra. He could never say his name that first year. We were crying, laughing.
That's why just Noma is best. Yeah. Here's Paulino taking a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Garcia's Parra. So, of course, we started calling him that.
We're going to see Garcia's power right after the All-Star break in L.A. The 0-1 is swung and miss. Paulino can't hold up. It's 0-2. Great to see John Lester here today. Pedro Martinez was in camp. Speaking of big-time Red Sox alumni, it's such a gift to have those guys around. 0-2. Here's the pitch. That is a little outside.
I had a really good conversation with Pedro the winter weekend about Bayo and the conversations they have throughout the year and working in the offseason and talking about that slider and just it doesn't get much better than that, right? Like just come in here and throw a bullpen. Let's just talk. We'll work on some pitch, some grips, and mentality, how to attack, what we want.
1-2 is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Pedro continues to say that he thinks Bayo is more naturally and physically talented than he was, which, you know, we can debate that.
I like the kid too, but Pedro, just stop. Like that's the greatest pitcher I've ever seen in my life.
Here is Diaz for the Red Sox. Kelvin Diaz. Kelvin, I bet. He's got the yellow batting gloves. Channeling his inner Mason Maloney as a throw to first. Goes back to the bag. Does the base runner over there, Koss. Do you think when Pedro walked into the Jet Blue clubhouse yesterday or today, he said, Petey's in the house?
Absolutely. Probably screamed it.
Here's a chopper to the left side. Nice play there. Throw to second for one. Relay to first is not in time. Diaz beats it out down the line. Christian Santana did a nice job ranging back to his left to make that grab. And so now 2 down with a runner at first base for Joe Denand.
Although, you know, he may not know too many of the guys in that clubhouse right now, but
so much turnover.
Yeah.
They know him.
Yeah.
He's so smart about all things in life, but pitching, he really is a savant. It's such a resource for these young Red Sox arms as Denand takes a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. 5-1 Boston in the bottom of the 7th.
I would say the game has changed so much with pitching and hitting, but the mental side is still.
Ono is down and in.
You know, that'll forever be universal. You know, stepping in the box, competing, approach, what are you thinking, when you're going good, when you're going bad. Same with the pitcher. That's when that experience comes into play. You know, I don't know if Pedro ever got into biomechanics and pitch shaping, and it's just his pitch shapes were perfect, right? He didn't need it. But same thing with hitters. Exit velocity, sequencing, where the game is going is kind of hard to talk to anybody about hitting at this level. But the mental side of it and approach and routine is still very valuable.
9-inch fingers really help Pedro manipulate the baseball. 2-0. Runner goes, pitches outside. They're going to throw to second, but not nearly in time. That was not a good throw from Sands. But a stolen base for Kelvin Diaz, and he's in scoring position with 2 down.
You know, it wasn't just the length of his fingers, which was, you know, the changeup just, you know, helped. That last knuckle of your finger right before you tip, it bent backwards. Like if he ever shows you his finger, it bends backwards. Just to
like toward the top of his hand. Yeah, 3-0 is a strike in the outside corner.
The wrong way. Like, it's not normal. Neither was he on the mound.
One of the great pitchers literally in the history of the game, and to think that the Dodgers didn't think he was cut out for it. 3-1. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike. Went on to the Expos, of course, and then one of the great acquisitions in Red Sox history, literally, to bring Pedro to Boston where he was beloved. It was a mutual feeling, and I think the passion that the fans of Boston showed him, a major reason he's still so invested in this franchise. 3-2 to Dunnan, and he swings it, fouls one off. I'm sure he always brings a smile to your face when you run into Pedro. Easy guy to love.
Yeah, he is. I was lucky enough. My first year was his first year, 98. Spent 6 years watching that every single fifth day. It was just a show.
Like, would you not move off the dugout? I would have been just trained on everything he did.
Well, petrified behind him because I didn't want to screw his game up.
3-2, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Don't you think it's true, Lou, that in that, especially that 3-year run, you know, 98 to 2000, every time he took the mound, he could have thrown a no-hitter?
Yes. And that was the exciting part, going in every single night.
Just amazing. We go to the 8th inning at Jet Blue Park. 5-1 Red Sox in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Network.
You're listening to Spring Training Baseball on Sirius XM. After the game, check out MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
The big roast sale is back and juicier than ever at Shaw's in Star Market. Hi, it's Joe. Today through Thursday, pick up beef eye of round, bottom round, chuck tender, or top round roast for just $2.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order free curbside pickup or get delivery. Don't miss juicy savings on USDA Choice Roast. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
On May 5th, show support for everyone you know fighting cancer. Join One Mission for their 15th annual Buzz Off at Gillette Stadium. Honor those you love by shaving your head at this fun and unforgettable event. Money raised provides programs that bring joy, hope, and support to children fighting cancer and their families throughout New England. Shave your head, change your life, make a difference. Register for the One Mission Buzz Off today at buzzforkids.org. That's buzzforkids.org.
Hi, it's Sean McDonough inviting you to join me on The Greg Hill Show every Wednesday at 9 a.m. We'll talk about the top stories of the week in Boston sports, and we'll have some laughs, too. All presented by Ketchus Law Group, New England's injury pros at KetchusLaw.com.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Toyo tires. Sells them all at the guaranteed lowest price, offers more free services for life than anywhere else, and Town Fair has well over 100 locations throughout New England and New York. The area's largest inventory of Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price, more locations, and the most free services for life. So for your next set of Toyo tires, remember, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Andrew Politi is on the mound for the Red Sox in the 8th inning. They lead 5-1 over the visiting Detroit Tigers. Strike on the inside corner. Obviously, this is the final year of Alex Cora's contract. He working with Craig Breslow for the first time. He was outspoken this morning on our airwaves about how he loves the relationship they've already built. The 0-2 is popped into right field and perfectly positioned as Kelvin Diaz. But at the end of that interview, he was asked about his future in Boston and whether he will be back.
We love it here. We love it here. Obviously, you know, we understand it's a business. The last 2 years have been a disappointment. But our family, the kids loved it. Camila, she loves it up there. The man upstairs has a plan, you know, and wherever we are next year, we're going to take advantage of it. That we love Boston, we do. But we understand where we're at, and we're going to have a blast this year.
So many questions as Politi fires another fly ball to Diaz in right field. This is what you want late in these games. 2 pitches, 2 outs, 2 down.
Yeah, I just worry, like you said, the last couple of years have been difficult, you know, and for him, he's expressed he doesn't want to manage for 10, 15, 20 years, you know, so if he's got another 6, 8 year run in him, I think for him, he wants to know what the direction is. You know, you've heard ownership talk about, you know, we'll spend when we feel like it's time, and, well, when's the time? You know, I think he really wants to get back to October baseball. I think he thrives in October as a manager. It concerns me that he doesn't have a contract, and, you know, depending on where this year goes, if he personally doesn't see the direction heading the right way, the commitment, then I could, you know, see him making that decision to move on.
There's Cristian Santana, 0-1 from Politi with 2 down. Here's a big swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Which, I wouldn't be a fan of, because I do think you put the talent here, and still, when it comes to in-game managing in October, like, I think he runs circles around some people.
He does. Every single time he does. 0-2. Pitch. Swing at a foul ball. There is a behemoth out west that just spent $1 billion on a couple of guys named Ohtani and Yamamoto, who've got an old pal, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and I sort of feel like Dave Roberts needs to win the World Series with that roster to stay in L.A.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because this team Alex came up with, you know, he's going to be sought after. And I know, listen, if this team does finish last, which a lot of people are predicting him to do, 3 years straight, last-place manager, I just think he's viewed completely different around the game, given what the record is here.
0-2, strike 3 called at the top of the zone. Nice breaking ball by Politi, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for the Red Sox right-hander. 5-1 Boston, Sweet Caroline time at JetBlue on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Is it time for a new kitchen? Visit the CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington. Discover Schrock Cabinetry at our newly renovated kitchen showroom. Whether you're looking for designer-inspired color or intelligent storage, Schrock is your trusted brand and comes with a limited lifetime warranty. You create the kitchen of your dreams with our kitchen designers. Visit the CCL showroom in Abington or go online to cclco.com and start your Schrock Dream Kitchen journey today. CCL is proud to be 100% employee-owned.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
You like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible. It's happening. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get an $800 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today to switch to Comcast Business. Ends 5/5/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 50 megabits per second internet and security edge. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
So good indeed. So far today, 5-1 Red Sox leading the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tyler Heineman, the catcher, looked at a breaking ball from this massive left-hander, Brant Herter, and it missed. So does this one, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Marcelo Meyer had his first full day in camp a couple of days ago. Took live batting practice, ran the bases in full activity mode. Coming back from injury, 2-0 pitch misses low, and I think it's probably too early to worry long-term about Meyer after a couple of injury-plagued seasons. When he's healthy, he is as dominant a prospect as there is in the game. But I know the Red Sox brass would very much like to see a full, healthy season from Marcelo. The 3-0 pitch misses outside, ball 4.
You got to get, in the minor leagues, prospects, you can rave about them, but you've seen so many guys go down different paths. So some guys get up to a level and they struggle and it never pans out. Other guys, just too many injuries, miss too many at-bats as a young kid, and that's why it's hard. And I'd love to see him have 130 games in the minors at whatever level it is.
Here's a pitch to McDonough, switch hitter from the right side. This one misses outside, ball 1.
For about the first 5 or 6 weeks in Greenville, he's hitting about 338. He was in the wrong league. And they were about to move him up is when he kind of jammed his shoulder, and I think he fought through it for 2 or 3 weeks. Didn't really tell many people about it. Went up to AA, really had a tough time with it.
1-0 is on the ground hard to third. It is gobbled up there by Santana to second for 1 over to first 2, double play.
But, again, the game is mature. As I like to say, when you watch him, you could just see the smoothness in the field. Big kid, really smooth swing, can swing it. Really good player. And again, there's something like Baseball America Pipeline. They still believe he's the #1 prospect in this organization. And it's back and forth with him and Anthony. 2 prospects. Of course, Kyle Teal's #3 everywhere. And it's kind of like the new big 3, I guess you'd say, in the minors.
Here's Alex Pinellas. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Miguel Blaze has been impressive again in camp. Meyer's an interesting case because such a naturally talented, fluid player. I firmly believe he can be a great shortstop at the big league level, as it's now 0-2 to Pinellas. But he never lifted weights in high school, not ever. And he's sort of starting finally to ramp that up a little bit more. But he is behind the 8 ball in that one department. And some think that's part of what has contributed to some of these injuries, as the 0-2 pitch misses outside, 1-2. When you think about some of the bright young stars in the game, Gunnar Henderson was, 225 pounds? That's a big reason he was so dominant a year ago. 1-2. is inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you don't know what the plans are in the internal discussions, but all 3 of these guys, Teal, Anthony, and Meyer, finished the year in Double-A Portland. Probably think maybe they would start there again next year, so that's going to be an exciting team for the people in Portland, Maine to go check out, and hopefully the manager, Chad Epperson, doesn't screw him up. Joking aside, I absolutely love Chad Epperson. I think he is a fantastic manager and a great baseball man, and those 3 guys could not be in better hands. He does an outstanding job, especially Kyle Teal, because Epi was a catcher. Working with him, he loves all 3 of these kids.
Orioles catcher had some pitch comm issues. He gets a new transponder out of the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Benelis. I've always sort of thought that Chad Epperson has the makings of a major league manager. I think he sees the game so well. Great communicator. Does not take himself too seriously. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is a soft ground ball to the right side. The Tiger first baseman Jake Holton has it, steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 9th. 3 outs from a win for the Red Sox. 5-1 over the Tigers in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Network.
From better poops to more energy, when you switch your dog's food to the Farmer's Dog, the effects can feel magical. What sorcery is this? None at all. It's just real food made for the health of dogs. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 3 or more A.O. Smith water heaters. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at Lowe's.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title? No problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
On we go into the top of the 9th, and a new left-hander on from the minor league side, Brendan Salucci. So Politi and Salucci, as Salucci bounces one in the dirt to the backstop. That is ball 1.
Leaving up to a couple of paisans to close this one out in the 8th. Politi did a great job in the 8th, and now we got the lefty Salucci here in the 9th.
We just need Piazza and DiMaggio. Calavito, the 1-0 pitch is a little bit inside, ball 2. Sneaky great Italian food here in this Fort Myers area. I was thrilled to go to Trattoria Mia.
Yeah.
Last night, 2-0 pitch is inside. Mario's Deli is fantastic. They got these just spectacular chicken and eggplant parm sandwiches.
I think the place is Saucy Meatballs. Went there the other night.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And?
Very good.
Yeah. 3-0 pitch is inside, and Salucci issues a 4-pitch walk.
Not what we're looking for here in the 9th, up 5-1. But the Red Sox, though, continue to throw the ball real well. I mean, they came into this game with a 1.5 ERA, the first 3, the starters, right? A 100 batting average against, 12 innings pitched, only 4 hits, a couple earned runs, and Whitlock did not disappoint here today as well. I thought he looked really sharp.
They got 2 81s on the roster as this pitch is in the dirt, and it'll send the runner up to second base. So this is T.J. Hopkins, one of their number 81s, I should say. Lou, they got another one who is a catcher. You can't make this up. The catcher is named Josh Crouch.
Perfect. Obviously, you can't play center field with that name, right?
You got a real battery when you got Herter and Crouch. Here's a swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 1-1.
We need a Schwenke.
No ball. I heard from a few people about that, Lou. It's spring training. It's supposed to be fun. 1-1 as a swing and a miss. First strike from Salucci. Here's a good one. Top of the zone. Might have been a little bit of a slider that's missed, and it's 1-2. It is amazing when you think about the mindset of a team like the Tigers. The Royals made huge splashes in the offseason, really solidified their rotation, made a big deal with Bobby Witt Jr. The 2-1 pitch is grounded foul outside of third. The Twins, they had some subtractions with Sonny Gray and others, but Byron Buxton back healthy for now. He's in center field again. We'll see the Twins tomorrow. But how crazy and different it must be to think if you can get into the mid-80s in the win column, you got a real good chance to be in it in your division. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a ground ball, again foul outside of third.
Yeah, that's a secret. I mean, you're 78 and 84. You were in second place in that division last year. You're the Tigers. So that's why I always talk about, like, people say, oh, all you got to do is make the top 6, to make the postseason. It's really the top 5.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Central's going to have, somebody win that division. It's not a strong division. So you got to beat up you got to be top 5 in the others.
Here's a pitch that misses high, 3-2. This kid is a 12th round pick in 2019 out of Tulane. They came on strong. The Tigers played much better in the second half. Really, again, led by their young core. 3-2 is strike 3 called on the outside corner. That's a good one for Salucci. His first out recorded. I mean, Skubal is one of the really unknown great pitchers in the American League. He's getting some Cy Young buzz going into this season, and with Manning perhaps and Mize and the young arms who they drafted over and over and over again in the first round. If their rotation can come around to support Green and Torkelson, they got the makings of something in Motown. Here's a pitch to the left-handed hitter for these Tigers.
Yeah. And that's really what they're looking for last year. Like Riley Green only played 99 games, but 288, 11 home runs. But it was Torkelson waiting for him to get going. 233, but 31 bombs.
Daniel Cabrera is the identity of the hitter. He takes a fastball high, ball 2.
Yeah, he's trying to build around those 2 guys.
And, of course, they're still saddled with the Javi Baez contract. They've gotten so little from that. Think about the money they spent on Baez and Eduardo Rodriguez, who is now with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They prioritized Eddie, did Arizona, after a World Series loss. 2-0 pitch misses outside, ball 3. I mean, that spelled the end of the Al Avila era in Detroit. I mean, deciding to allocate those dollars to those players just did not get enough back. 3-0 pitch, swinging a high foul. And, of course, Scott Harris and the Tigers had orchestrated a trade last year at the deadline to send Erod to the Dodgers, but he vetoed and did agree in this offseason to go to Arizona. 1 out, top 9, 5-1 Red Sox. Garrett Whitlock very good today. Devers hit his second spring home run the other way as Salucci really struggling. He misses outside with a fastball. That is ball 4. And now 2 on with 1 out in this 9th inning. It is great to have Alvaro Hernandez around any time. He's back in the booth, but today especially. I mean, this is literally like the Tigers AA and high A group, and it is not exactly household name, so he's keeping track of all of it for us.
Nursing a little knee injury, but glowing from his victory yesterday as they won the championship and beat a team from Staten Island that hasn't lost in a couple years.
I mean, it's just brilliant managing,
Jeez.
I don't want to say it out loud too many times, but Father Time is sort of trying to send Al these messages over and over and over again that it might be time to stop playing baseball 17 times a week in spikes, but he will not do it. He loves the game. Here is Sands, who takes a fastball outside, ball 1. It is his fuel.
Yeah, and what is it? It's an over 25 league.
Yeah.
55, but everyone in the league is over 25. That makes you sound better.
Here's the 1-0, swinging a foul back to the screen. Al had a meniscus diagnosis, and he's going to do like platelet injections and all kinds of procedures.
Over 55.
Why not?
It's like all my fantasy campers. My fantasy camp week and all the good players out there. You guys recruit probably out of fantasy camp, trying to get guys.
1-1 with 2 on and 1 out. Salucci throws, swing, and a miss, and a fastball. And it's 1-2.
That's what I just figured out. That's what Al does, because I see him this year. He wasn't in fantasy camp, but he was there.
Scouting.
With a notepad, a stopwatch, which I could have told him was about 14 seconds from home to first for some of these guys, and a radar gun.
1-2, swing and a miss. He got him, did Salucci. Sands is gone, and the Red Sox are out away from a win.
I didn't quite understand what was going on, but now I do.
Now
He's recruiting for this over 55 league team.
He loves it, and we love having him around. So, Tigers down to their last hope. It is Trey Cruz, the switch-hitting center fielder, who faced Salucci with 2 down in the top of the 9th. A nice crowd here at JetBlue. Salucci fires and misses outside. That's ball 1. So you're going to head back to the frozen tundra of New England after the game today, Lou.
This is it. One more strike, one more out for me. Head back home for a couple weeks and then come back the last 8-9 days into the season. So
and then a long run on the road. The 1-0 pitch is low. I mean, the Red Sox will be in the Dominican Republic in a couple of weekends, and then they come back, settle in for the home stretch here in Florida, mix in some night games at Minnesota and here at home to get ready for that West Coast trip. The 2-0 pitch is a strike. The final 2 spring games in Texas, and then Seattle, Oakland, and Anaheim. It is a gauntlet out west to begin the year.
Yeah, it is. You don't even look at the talent, and it's just more of how do we adjust with this sleep-wise, our body-wise. These guys are up at 5:30 every morning, 5 o'clock, getting ready for camp day.
2-1 is ripped into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's in front of Seamus, and it's going to bring a run home for the Tigers. RBI hit. And the Tigers center fielder, Cruz, makes it 5-2.
And that's going to be the biggest adjustment. People always say, why is it bad starting off on the road? Because you would, on the West Coast, you figure you could get one of them out early on when your bodies are fresh. But you're down here in camp, that first week of night games is just strange. You have a long, long day, even if it's on the East Coast. For 6 weeks, for a long, long time, you're getting up at 5:30 in the morning, getting ready to play a day game, and you can't help. You can't sleep in.
Here's Peyton Graham, right-handed hitter. A.J. Hinch made the point, too, Lou, that they and so many other teams are going to leave Florida after 6 weeks in the 70s and 80s and go into 20 and 30-degree weather.
Yeah. But you get in the West Coast, what time do you think you're going to get up there? 4 in the morning?
And then the game starts 15 hours later.
Yeah.
1-0 is a little bit high, ball 2.
So you got to sort of, in these games at 7 o'clock, you're jacked, you're ready to go, the crowd's loud, and all of a sudden about the 6th inning, you're sort of like, all right, I'm still in this game. Like, it's late compared to what you've been dealing with for so long.
2-0 is a strike.
Big adjustment.
That's why the Red Sox intentionally scheduled many more night games late in spring training.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked either if it's one of those, like, if you're not playing today, kind of try to sleep in, try to
later reports.
Yeah, come in later in the day.
2-1 is a chopper, too short. Could do it. Cost a second, and that is the ball game. And the Red Sox will beat the Tigers today, 5-2. Whitlock was good. Devers went deep, and the Red Sox get yet another Grapefruit League win. We'll have some post-game thoughts right after this from Fenway South. 5-2 Sox in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Network.
It's fantasy baseball season, and Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you draft a winning team.
Gone for Ronald Acuna.
Labor, the League of Alternative Baseball Realities auction-style drafts. Tomorrow at 7 Eastern, the top experts in the fantasy industry are drafting against each other.
I'm curious where you come in on Ellie De La Cruz.
Upside is top 5. Jim Bowden, Jeff Erickson, and Ray Flowers bring you pick-by-pick analysis, player projections, and more. Labor, Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
The countdown is